Fucking dab today. Hold up.
Alright. You should be live. I gotta interact with the stream view real quick. Alright, that looks a lot better. Okay, hey, if you're joining us, thanks so much. Ill-fated! Session 24. Wow. We've come so far.
We've survived this long.
And we have survived this long. We are in the midst of a siege, undead horde attacking Fort Farron, and the ill-fated are indeed ill-fated as they defend the most attacked part of the wall. And now they are faced with a ginormous, about over 100-foot tall tree that has been corrupted and turned into this grotesque, dribbling acid, black ashen bark corpse of its former self. It has been throwing small deciduous trees, and I mean small in comparison to itself. So it's been throwing these literal trees, ripping them out of the ground, and then throwing them at you. This has led to numerous amounts of soldiers that have died, dwarfs that have died, mangonels have been destroyed, and it also has killed other things, not just, like beyond you all, right? It kills the undead too. It's just chucking them. It's unrelenting. 4 of the hulking figures, they are plated with armor, but they lack morning stars, so they don't have any of the weaponry as the other ones. But they have dropped the chains, and now they're pressing forward towards the trench. You still have that armored kind of commander figure that has vocalized themselves in shrieking form a few times. Commander Remar Luna is still there. You have Priest Dumbly Goldbelly. There's some of the soldiers still left alive. There's some of the dwarfs that are still left alive. So we're going to come into a phase of the combat where the initiatives are going to be really lumped together, right? So we've had certain things kind of grouped together, but now we're going to independent individual initiatives on the turn order, and then the dwarfs and the soldiers are all going to go along with the commander Remar Luna. So the commander is going to take control of all of the rest of the field. Priest Dumbly is going to be independent, and then the actual initiatives have been rolled for the creatures to get them onto the board. I mean, rolled, I place them onto the board in order of how they're going to be going through for the rest of the combat. We are in round 12. So we've been at this for a long time, but in the concept of the game goes, right? It hasn't been that long. I mean, it's been
like a minute.
It's been a minute. Been about a minute that this all has happened.
Minute of my life.
So what's important about that is that it puts us in perspective of how much of a threat this actually could be, right? If there was twice as many of these individuals, or if there was more of a concentrated force, like they could have broken through this wall and trampled into the rest of the town, and like it got really bad. So you all have stopped that from happening. If it wasn't for you all, this would have fell. Now, the other creatures, like these creatures, are attacking other parts of the wall. That is happening. And so they, though, are not being faced with the tree. They're not also being faced with the more concentrated forces here. So they're still working against the undead. They're firing off the bag of notes. You can hear that around you. The rain's still pouring down. I'll get these sound effects going. And so you're having this understanding that the tree needs to be dealt with. Like this now is the biggest player on the field. The way that it's crushing people with trees, just destroying masses. Like if this thing was let loose, it could destroy the keep. It could destroy buildings inside of the town. Like this thing is definitely a huge threat. Thanos, you are being carted away, so you are invisible with an invisible pet. Still wrapped up like a little baby inside of its mammalian hands as it flies you in the direction of west. And unfortunately, like we'll see if you can figure it out. But we'll just theater of mind, which will work just fine. I don't know if you have, because since you can't roll dice. Wait.
If you can kick me off the server, I might be able to log in. I was able to log in on Firefox, and then I closed Firefox, and it didn't kick me off the server for some reason. I used a VPN. Okay.
Used a VPN?
Yeah, I used a VPN to my work, which is on that coast. It's still not showing me as my login available though.
It's gonna take a little bit. I just kicked it.
That's fine.
It takes a little bit.
Appreciate that.
We'll get to you. Well, I just deleted that map too. It sucks. Anyways. It was gonna look so cool. I mean, I could still do it. I mean, do you want me to do it? I can. It's pretty cool. I mean,
it's up to you.
All right,
it's up to you.
Okay. Well, I'll get to it. I'll get to it maybe after your turn. We'll maybe to the creature. End of the round. We gotta get going. Okay. So we have decisions to make. All of you really have to come down to decisions. The Commander Remar Luna and Priest Emily Goldbelly, they're putting themselves at the wall, right? They're bracing against the wall because a tree will hit the wall. Yes, it might bring it down, but it also will not just crush you. So they're just taking cover. But at some point, you have to understand that they're going to have to take out the tree, right? Or they have to escape. They have to basically evacuate, try to get more Mangonels, they have to get more soldiers, right? So they're kind of in that conversation right now in the midst of combat. They're just kind of yelling at each other, take cover, brace against the wall. What do we do? The commander's like thinking, but then there's some zombies right to the south. So they're in just as much chaos as you all in the midst of the combat, but they're going to have to make that decision, right? So they're still kind of talking about that and figuring it out. So we're going to get to combat here. I'm going to get my sound effects going. There's no real reason to wait. So I'm going to get wind. I need rain.
These always start out so loud for me.
The sounds?
Yeah, I always turn them down.
The rain sound is loud.
Yeah, that's what always gets me.
Yeah.
I find it relaxing amidst the chaos of this terrifying ordeal.
Yeah, the woo from the wind.
One's not loading right. Get it to load again. That's better. Okay. All right. Varys, you're up. Top of round 12.
I'm gonna cast Mage Armor on myself.
Okay.
Hold on, let me target myself.
Yeah, you should be able to get the effect on. It should apply it automatically. Nice.
Nice. And then I'm gonna look over to Maldor and be like, "What do we do now?"
Maldor is currently under a tree.
I still yell that at him.
Yeah, right. I don't know if he's listening at the moment.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't know that.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that'll win my turn.
Okay. Gonna end your turn. We now come to Zeph. I'm gonna go through Zeph's character sheet real quick. Oh, this. Wow. You know what? Zeph has a lot of spell slots.
He does indeed.
Mm-hmm.
But nothing too useful. There isn't a whole lot of.
What does he have?
Healing spells and things. I wonder if that's going to be what we're going to do of the alley, but there's no one really that down besides themselves in terms of health. Let me see here. What would I do? What would we do? What's the range of? I wonder if a warding bond is useful here. But then you lose the moonbeam. Yeah, they would save it for the moonbeam. Okay, they'd probably save their second level spell slot for another moonbeam. First level maybe fairy fire. That's 60-foot range. Shield of Faith as a bonus action might be useful. Okay. They're gonna fly 15 feet. Look towards you, Maldor. They're going to cast a spell as their bonus action to put you a Shield of Faith onto you.
Nice.
So giving you +2 armor class for the duration of 10 minutes. It is a concentrated effect. Giving you that, they then are going to fly downwards a little bit, get to the edge, the remaining movement speed. So we'll put them about 20 feet. So they're still above the wall, but they're now at kind of a plane. And then they're going to take the dash action. They begin to fly in a range of additional 30. So they're kind of moving to the side to get some line of sight because you're in the brambles of the trees. They have to be able to target you. So they're going to fly kind of to see you, throw down the Shield of Faith upon you. Then they're going to kind of fly downwards at an angle and take a dash action to get across the wall 20 feet above. The idea behind that is that the trees are arcing. So if they're actually high up like that, they're going to get hit by the trees that's coming down. So you actually want to be a little lower to the ground, and then it'll fly over you. Yeah,
Plus,
and then there's
getting hit by a tree and then falling would be worse.
Yeah, and then
hit by the
falling
tree.
as well. So mitigating fall damage too if they're targeted and their flight pattern is they're going to. Okay, so that is going to be the end of Zeph there. Use bonus action and then movement. So Thanos, we're now going to come to you. You're still in the clutches of the creature flying off. At this point, the actual bat itself, we've gone through 2 rounds really that it has you, and it can dash to about 120 feet. So you're plus 200 down off the bat.
Okay. Just log in. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to. I've tried to escape a few too many times. So I'm just going to, I can kind of feel it around me. Obviously, I can't see it. I just want to shoot it.
Yeah. Okay. You just want to pop at it.
Yeah, I'm assuming it's going to be above me because that's usually how bats' anatomy works, right?
Yeah, I mean,
it's going to be above me.
Yeah, you're pretty sure this thing is above you for sure. Like you're almost 110%. So what I'll do, gosh, I want to put you on that map. It's so cool looking. I'm gonna do it real quick. This shouldn't take me too long, I swear.
Fine, I am here now.
Oh, no, I'm kidding.
So we need to add that to list of possible steps later. VPN. So.
Okay, you changed your VPN. You got in.
Yeah, I VPN to my work that is in Seattle. Our main headquarters is in Seattle on your coast, and I was able to get in.
All right, I'm pulling you to scene if you're in.
I am in. I am loading. I seize. Oh, this is so cool. Oh, there's
Okay.
even a river.
So you should be able, let me see real quick. I'm going to reveal the bat to you, so you should be able to see the bat.
Yep.
You can target the bat, and you should be able to fire away now.
Awesome. So hand crossbow.
Obviously, it's incredibly dark, so the beauty of this map is really showing out, but it's fine.
Oh, this map is amazing. I'm loving it.
It's a night battle anyways. Okay, so you take the hand crossbow and you 28, right? I'm going to have you flat roll because you're invisible, right? It's invisible, but you understand it's clutching you, it's above you. That doesn't make sense to negotiate advantage. Disadvantage means fire above you. The issue with this is you fire above you. What ammunition are you using particularly? Any magical bolts here?
Yeah, the +1 bolts that I have.
You're using the +1 bolts here? Mm-hmm. Okay. So the +1 bolts are going to connect. It deals 15 total points of piercing damage. As the kind of like the bolt like lands into the shroud of it and kind of wraps around it, and then all of a sudden the bolt sticks there for a brief moment and then slowly becomes invisible. And you hear kind of a telepathic kind of shriek come outwards in your mind, and kind of a jittering motion of the hands, which kind of tells you that you were able to land a blow. But it doesn't actually seem like the creature exists in the space, which is strange to you when you fire. It's like it was trying to parse through it. It just happened to be that this magical bolt hit into the shroud of what it is.
Very strange. Very, very strange. I'm going to take my other shot at it.
Okay. Okay, that's going to hit. All right, for a total of 15 piercing damage again. So you fire off another shot. Two hits into the side. Okay.
All right, and then I guess I'll actually bonus action for a third shot. Let's see if that helps me at all.
All right, natural 1. So you kind of go in for the third one. Now you're being shook like it's trying to take maneuvers and things, right? And you just kind of fire it off, and it just lands into the darkness.
All right, and that will be the end of my turn, seeing as how I can't exactly run away.
Okay. So I'm going to keep you onto that map so you get to see that. Obviously, not light conditions, but somewhat helpful. We're going to end your turn in combat. Now we come to Lucar. Lucar, you are in the trench. You are with Tegan.
Okay, so seeing these hulking figures walking towards us, kind of survey the area that Tegan and I are in. Is it possible for me to, like, body block Tegan behind me and make it so that only one of these things can get through here at a time? Looking at the map.
So these creatures you have observed before, they actually were able to smash through the spikes with their morning stars and their shields, and then they just trudge through. These creatures are large, towering. They have to still go into the space to get across unless they want to take their actions to thrash. So you can get in front of Tegan and put yourself kind of on the rampart, right? The slope. And you could put yourself there and you can stop them from going across. But there's other sections that they can. I think what's best here is that your passive insight is telling you that they're not attempting to cross. They're attempting to smash into you. They're attempting to go at you, not Antigua, not to get across.
Well, so what I'm saying, so is it at least for this next, like, little bit, am I able to make it so that only one of them can approach me at a time in this where I'm at?
There's not a feasible way to do that because they have reach. They have ways to get to you, being as large size as they can. I think that if Tegan wasn't there and you were just alone, you might be able to get into the lower part of the trench. But they can still be on the top and bottom side, stacked like a column on the map, and they can still get to you at the bottom of the trench. If they were smaller, we would definitely be able to do that. Like, they might not even be able to hit you once they went into the trench if they were smaller. But they have the reach that allows them to kind of club into them.
Well, okay, Tegan, YOLO. I'm just gonna put my hand on Tegan's shoulder, tell him to get behind me, and save my action to attack the first one that approaches me.
Okay. Okay, so you're holding for the first one that approaches you?
Yeah.
Are you going to move in space in the trench at all to get a little bit closer so you can hit them?
They can hit me where I'm at, even if Tegan gets behind me, without getting close enough for me to hit them.
That's correct. They can outreach you, is what I'm saying. So you have to be in a spot if you're going to take your help. That means you.
Yeah, so I would guess I would probably just switch spots with Tegan then on his turn.
Okay. Sounds good. All right, so switch spots with Tegan then on their turn, and on your turn, their turn, and then take a held action to attack when they come closer to you. Okay.
Yep.
All right, we're going to end your turn then. I'll do it next.
Oh, these fucking trees. He's gonna get the tree off of her, attempt to.
Okay. So strength check, athletics, right, base. So you're kind of trying to get at this where you're pulling yourself off of underneath and kind of trying to break the restraints. It's just the same thing as an escape. 21, easily accessible. To do that, be able to get yourself outwards. Unfortunately, that's your action, right, to break the escape, but you're out of the tree.
Right. And was I on the ground? Do I need to stand up, or was he?
No, you technically were not on the ground in that condition. So you were kind of have the tree hit into you and stacked over. So you're kind of like almost pulling yourself out instead of like crawling underneath it, right? So you imagine if you had like two trees kind of stacked, you're kind of finding a groove space, right? You can start trying to grab and pull yourself outwards, almost like you're doing some some presses, right? And you're kind of getting up. You're kind of on top of the tree now. You're looking in space.
And the commander is also under the tree?
That's correct.
Is he in a position where I could communicate with him? Or can I, pushing the tree off myself, can I help get it off of him?
You can't help get it off of him because you took your action to escape. You can hear the commander talking, right? That's what Priest Dumbledore. That's what I'm saying. Like that communication, like Priest Dumbledore's like, "What do we do, Commander? Where are you, Commander?" And then the commander's like responding back.
All right, so Maldor's gonna move in between those gentlemen, back to the wall. And he's just gonna shout out to the commander, like, "We can stop this, but we need cover. Have your men charge the trench. Do it quickly." And he's gonna end his turn.
Yeah, dig it. Are you swapping places with Lucar?
I'm sure.
I'm gonna move your tokens real quick so you're not stacking into each other. Okay. Alright, so you should be switched up. I also moved you 5 feet back a little bit to get more space.
Lucar has such a high ace armor class.
Man, this is rough. I think I'm just gonna throw out a shatter.
Throw out a shatter. Try to Drew, baby.
Do something.
Actually, I'm sorry, I forgot. I was thinking the echo was already out, but he would have bonus action popped the echo out too.
Okay, put the echo wherever you'd like.
Yeah.
Alright, throwing out the shatter. It erupts, explodes outwards. As it does, kind of moves in space with large kind of crunching action. You notice that both of the creatures kind of take damage, one of which is kind of more braced against it, taking less. They're continuing to charge at you.
I'm gonna scoop my way along the trench here just to get myself a little bit more space without running out into no man's land, and I think that's it for me.
Okay. Sounds good. We're going to end your turn there. We're going to come to the Commander Remar Lunas. So is going to take their action to break outwards of this restraint. Successful. Able to kind of crawl out kind of that direction, finding a little spot. Take half their movement speed to pick themselves up because they had to go prone. Oh, damn that motherfucking tree. Here. Alright, soldiers of Fort Farron. You're gonna charge that damn tree! For the fort! For your families.
He believes in us enough to fucking charge.
I'm going to take the rest of the movement speed, filling into the gap, holding the shield to battle axe as they begin to run forward towards the tree.
God.
Right. Now come to the soldiers. All the soldiers are going to come to the north side. I've removed also the tiles designating because there's not really a reason for that, right? We're now going to have them come across as they fill in space and they go to charge. Okay, so they are running in the direction, primarily for the tree that's down. Right, not the trench per se. They're trying to get to cover, but they don't have the movement speed to do it. So they're just going to dash into the muddy pit of rain, and they're just going for it as far as they can. There is 2 soldiers that we have here, as well as 2 dwarvish soldiers. These 2 on the north side of Priest Dumley, they're going to kind of try to figure out which space that they want to go to, and they're going to kind of grab into the slot. They're going to make their movement speeds here, so I'm just going to go ahead and take that where I want them, and then they're going to dash as they run out. They're also, when they dash, they're going to kind of separate in space. They're not going to run all together, right? They're kind of separating themselves out as they begin to run in towards the tree. The dwarfs, one of which is going to stride up to one of the creatures, and then is going to come in for some swings of the axe. One swing here, and strike into the zombified creature, dealing 4 points of slashing damage, and then doesn't charge forward. And then the other soldier is going to take 20 feet of their movement to get here. Then they take out a javelin, and they're going to chuck it at one of the zombified creatures on the south side. 12 is going to strike. They do a total of 7 points of piercing damage as they throw the javelin into that zombified creature. That is going to be the end of Commander Remar Luna's turn, as there's no more soldiers.
There's one more dwarf hiding.
Oh, there is! I see it!
The aura.
Yes! Run, dwarf! Okay. This one's going to run out then. 20, 25. We have 10 there. I can get to there. Okay. Wow, I missed that one. It was in the aura. It's like right.
It was right under the bar. Yeah.
That's a sad, lonely spiritual weapon.
Oh yeah, his spiritual weapon.
The spiritual weapon, which probably won't make much. I mean, for the zombies, but they use their bonus and stuff too to move already for the Shield of Faith. All right, Priest Dumble, go better. Priest Dumley is going to get upon the tree, clamber on. They then are going to look at the commander and throw out. Let's see. Healing Word. Let's see if I want to upcast it. Let's do 8 points of healing. Just kind of throwing out a bonus action for Healing Word there. And then they're going to take their dash. And they're going to come to fill in space here off of the tree. Remember, difficult terrain, kind of coming down. Still in cover from the wall, as well as the kind of rumble that kind of concave downwards. So this space is difficult. Imagine if a tree came at it, it's just going to hit the wall and things. So it's still pretty safe even here. So the Priest Dumley Goldbelly is just kind of getting into space with everyone else. And it's just applying kind of healing and that aura to the commander. Very much wanting to stick with the commander. Per their kind of conversation. We're now going to end that turn. We're now going to come to the commander shrieking creature who kind of sees, right, some of the soldiers like advancing. And then goes in for multiple shrieks, kind of waving the axe back and forth. It's almost like it's calling or culling, like away, like the tree, right? It's like kind of swaying the axe side to side. Unsure if the tree is working on its own or if it's the commander creature at this point that's kind of guiding it in the field of play. Then is going to move and climb onto the stump. And as that happens, it stares directly to you, Lucar, and you, Tegan. And as they stare in the direction, they just hold the axe and they begin to point, looking at the rest of the hulking undead, the armored. They kind of move and they look and they stare, and then they kind of move with more ferocity and tenacity. So just like the Commander Remar Luna was taking their actions to inspire in certain things, this creature is doing the same with the forces. Does not take any sort of bonus, no more movement. So it's kind of what they're doing. It's just really commanding the field of play at this point to kind of control the creatures more so. So we now come to the first hulking figure. This one is going to kind of slide down into the trench itself, kind of pick itself, and it goes in for its shield, and then comes down to smash the shield on top of you, Lucar.
Ruh-roh.
22 is going to hit you. There's 11 points of damage. You're going to see it's going to roll less, so not 3d8, it's only 2d8, because it's not using a Morning Star. It's just taking a blunt object of its shield, so it comes crashing down. Maintain your concentration. It then is going to come across for a second strike. Comes out back. And you're able to get underneath and dodge. It swings wildly above. And that is going to be the end of its turn. We now come to the next one. This one is going to feel space. And as such, this one or the other one are both in your range of held. So now you can take your held action.
Okay. I think I'd attack the first one that hit me.
Okay.
Nice.
Let's go.
All right, natural 20 coming across. Looks like 27 points of slashing damage as you swing at its leg, cutting into it, slicing clean like butter into the guts kind of the leg. Takes skin and bone along with it, skirts it around to the left hand here. All right. We're now going to have the creature that's on the top side of the column. This one, in addition, is going to take 2 strikes at you with the meaty shield. The first strike is a 21, which isn't going to hit you as it bashes into your shield of faith. The barrier of celestial runes erupting from you as you held out the sword, kind of gripping it downward, striking into the metal shield, kind of begins to push you into the dirt, and then grabs its leg and then goes into kind of kick you backwards a little bit, which you're able to kind of get out of the way, sliding into the mud, unfazed by both of these creatures relatively. To the end. Now, this one is going to trudge with a dash. It gets up to here, and then grabs a piece of the actual wood of one of these spike things. Just kind of reaches down and grabs it, holds it like a javelin, and then goes and chucks it at you, Tegan.
Tegan and the javelins, always.
So it goes and
At least
throws.
he's not getting eaten this time.
That is a 17, which is going to miss. You kind of slide and duck under the way. This is shrapnel of wood, and the spike kind of flies past you. That is going to be the end of its turn. Next one is going to take a dash as well. This one is going to get to here with its dash, and then it's going to end the turn. So, showcasing that there might be a little bit more that they can do with actions and their bonuses and things. So, kind of picking up shrapnel and just chucking it. It's just kind of a free or a bonus maybe that they can do. That one had a dash. There's no shrapnel or anything they can pick up and throw. Ending turn. We now come to the zombified creatures, which is pretty self-explanatory. Coming in for a meaty slam towards the dwarf. I actually had you targeting in my bad. But 22 is going to hit the dwarf, and it does 2 points of damage to that dwarf.
No!
Slams into the dwarf's head. The dwarf kind of crumbles down and falls. And then kind of
No.
just crawls through the rumble and it's just kind of looking for potentially a next target to hit. It doesn't seem like there's any sort of turning happening here when it's, didn't like bite the dwarvish soldier and then the dwarvish soldier's becoming a zombie themselves. That wasn't happening. And turn, this next one is kind of turning towards the commander who filled space, and then it's going to go in for a meaty slam themselves. That's going to be an 18, which bashes into the shield of the commander. The commander's just holding the shield to the side as the slams come through. Now come to our personal favorite. So now we have the giant spiraling token of doom as the giant tree shuffles over just a little bit more and grabs another.
Fuck this tree.
He only has so many trees.
Rips it. As it rips it from the ground. Let's see here. I gotta grab my tree throw. Then it's going to launch it in the direction of the north side at the soldiers. We're pressing
By
forward.
17th.
Goodbye, 17th Regiment. 81 points of bludgeoning damage. Does not matter what you save. They are crushed by the tree. It rips it off from the ground. Kind of like a slow motion as it just launches it. As it flies through the air, the soldiers like running for the tree, hoping they can make it to get into cover or the trench, right? They're just sprinting across. Tree hits and rolls on top of them. You hear the last yelling of them as they saw it coming in. Saw it coming in, that they're like yelling, and then all of a sudden hit by the tree as they're crushed down and dead as the end.
Can we talk about this motherfucking tree's perfect angular aim?
Yeah, I don't like it.
He's a Tetris master.
We now come to the top of round 13 with Varus. Well, it is a tree, so I imagine it'd be pretty good at throwing other trees.
Fuck that tree.
Fly,
All right,
fly, my children, fly.
I see everyone going, right? They've all started the charge.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna say, you dumb brave assholes. I'm gonna climb up and go that far if I can. All right. Does a dash do it? It puts me straight in the fucking middle.
This is the conundrum.
Just don't let any of the soldiers near you to make you a target.
Yeah, I was gonna say dash away from people, like dash
Yeah,
diagonally.
I'm gonna
At an
dash.
angle, yeah.
I'm gonna dash over here, and then my turn.
Okay.
Fuck. This feels so bad.
Ending turn. We now come to Zeph. Zeph is continuing to fly in a dash here. They're going to get moving 60 feet as they're aimed in the direction of the tree. And I imagine their fly speed. Let me see. So they have additional 5 feet. That are 35 feet of movement. The issue is they don't have their twilight, and they're coming into the range of the fires. So they're actually going to be losing their potential flight speed. So during this flight, they're going to lower themselves down to about 10 feet, and then their actual flight is going to end. So they're going to come down to 0 fly speed as they come down, and they're going to like land into the trench, and then they're kind of sliding into the mud. So I'm going to have to play that out, because the way it kind of looks like is what they're going to, because they have additional 10 feet if they dash, because they have 35 feet of movement speed. So they're flying at an angle down, and then as they fly into the light, they're losing that flight, and then they're kind of losing it, and then they finish the slide as they're kind of sliding down into the muck, which would put them there, actually, based on their movement speed. So they move quite quick. So Zeph is kind of flying in, then they slide down, and then they're in the middle of the trench. So they've gone outside of your line of sight. Now they're inside of the trench. In addition, they're actually going to be proning out, which is something that they can do. They can just hit the deck. So they're kind of going down, sliding, and then they're allowing themselves to kind of crumple into the mud to get as much cover as possible from the tree. Thanos, you're up next. Pull you
might
back to that
actually
map.
drag me back to, yeah.
Yeah, I got
I
you.
have stream open, so I won't have to do that. You won't have to do that again.
Okay, that's fine. I think also if you're watching the stream, I think the stream view, the combat tracker's overlaying over the chat now. I don't know why. It should be underneath it, but if you're watching the stream, you can't see our rules with the chat card right now. So sorry.
So after shooting the bat, I'm going to hope that its grip has loosened, and I am actually going to take this turn to try to break out of the grass.
Okay. So you're going to take the turn to break out of the grass. You see that it's kind of continue its dash and its flight movement, and also seems to kind of take it's making maneuvers and things, kind of shaking around. Go ahead and make an athletics or acrobatics check to try to get out of the grapple.
Big roll, big roll.
Big money, big money!
Oh.
All right. Well, you beat a natural 1. So as you're in flight speed coming through, you can see that what happens is that with the maneuvers, you're kind of timing it, and eventually you get to a point where you see a tree and you're like right next to it, and you break the grapple. As you do, you kind of flunk into the tree, and the creature just seems to, you imagine, you can't hear it right, but you imagine the creature would just continue flying at that point, based on the fact that they themselves are kind of in the midst of their maneuvers and their flight. So it's almost like you're dropped from a fly, like you're kind of dropped into the tree, and then you imagine it's like continues. You're unsure if it's going to come back around on top of you, right? It's definitely not like we're in space or something that it could just like 0 point turn. That's not something that could happen. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and get this tile removed. Let's see. What I'll do is I'll stop the animation. Okay. And then I'm going to move your token into the tree. And I'll put you about like 15 feet up into the tree. And then I'm going to make this creature invisible.
Forrest, run!
showcasing just like how far I'll make it invisible to you so you can't see it, and then I'll also make you invisible because you are in the invisible condition now, and you're away from the creature. So your action was to do that. You're in the tree. Based on movement speed at the present moment, like you said, this creature moves 120 on a dash, and it definitely continue to take you. So you are right around 360 feet away from the battlefield at the present moment. So we have a journey and a half to go, and you're in the middle of the tree.
So I, kind of hoping that it continued, I'm going to grip the edges of my cloak. And I am going to fly kind of from tree to tree, essentially trying to like use the trees as cover.
Okay.
Maybe not into the trees, but like fly around trees, you know. So it may take me an extra turn to get back, but
Yeah.
trying to use the trees to block kind of like echolocation that I assume the bat probably has.
Gotcha. So you're thinking like this thing probably senses the echo just like a bat does, sticking with the trees, causing disorientation. Okay.
Yes.
And then what's your flight speed when you grip? I
believe it's
forget.
the same
It's faster than
movement.
30, right? It's like 60?
Oh, I think it's 40.
40?
Actually.
40 feet of flight?
Yeah, let me double
Okay.
check.
Okay.
Where's this inventory?
So 80 on a dash.
Yeah, 80 on a dash.
Yeah, so we can't dash this turn because you took your action
Right.
to break the grapple. So we'll put you minus 40 feet at this point. We won't try to reason how bouncing from trees. We'll just say you're going 40 feet closer.
Yeah.
Closer to. So as you grip your cloak here, you say Batman at all?
No, because the bat can hear me. I can't say anything. I think it to myself.
He
I'm
just
like,
goes
okay,
in with his
I
like,
finally get to do this. I've been waiting.
he just breathes out, and like, the way that Batman sounds
I
like.
love it.
I imagine he in between two asterisks, internal screaming intensifies.
Yes.
I'll also change the animation. I'll make it slower, and then I'll reverse the direction so it looks like you're getting closer.
Nice.
You're welcome.
This is pretty badass. I wish the rest
Production
of them got
value.
to see this.
Yeah, it's actually
Bro,
really
this is
cool.
great.
Yeah, it's really cool to look at. Okay. All right. So we're gonna
What
now
I'm
get back.
looking at is not really cool.
We're gonna end your turn.
I mean, it is. It's just scary.
Kratos. Lucar, you are up next. Lucar, you are faced 3 hulking figures around you at this point. So just
You got
bashing into the trench. You are holding the line.
So I'm gonna like shake off that massive shield blow, kind of like get my bearings, look around, see that across the field some soldiers are running. Varys is there bravely out in the open, and look at these hulking figures and just like shake my head. I'm gonna look back at Tegan. I'm gonna say, "It's been a pleasure," and then I'm gonna grin. And I'm gonna Misty Step.
Oh god.
Hold the line, Tegan.
Where the fuck is it? Oh, there it is.
It's been a
Immersion
pleasure.
ruin.
So that's the furthest you can go right there. Yeah.
Then I'm going to hop up next to this fucking bitch. And I'm gonna go ham.
Okay.
Commander's a dragon woman, right?
15 as you raise the Baneberry Thune, parries with the great axe, slams the blade down, unable to connect.
Bitch. Okay. I'm gonna go again.
Oh yes,
27 coming back around, letting out a roar, slice through the chest, kind of stripping
And then-
across the chest. You see that there's red blood that pours out from this creature. They look towards you with purplish violet eyes and a very elvish complexion, being 18 points of slashing damage.
Interesting. I'm also gonna level 2
shit.
smite.
Okay, level 2 smite. The creature,
Come on!
the creature is not undead. It
Oh.
only takes 7 points of radiant damage.
not undead.
It's. Oh no.
Okay, yeah. It's my turn.
All right, Maldur, you're up
Also-
next.
Lucar's token disappeared when he Misty stepped. At least for
I
me.
did notice that.
That's
I did notice that.
fascinating.
It's still not back,
No,
Yeah.
which is really interesting. What does it look
That's
like to
funny.
you, Steven? Is your token there?
I know. I mean, I see my health and I see my my
He's not there.
buffs, but I
Yeah.
don't see my portrait.
it's like
That
an
is-
invisible box. Yeah,
That's so funny. Okay, what if I drag you back down? Okay, there you go. Oh, you come
Oh,
back.
yeah.
He's
You come
There's
back.
two of them now.
What?
Oh my god!
That was so
He's
dope.
gone.
I put you down, and then all of a sudden you came
cast
back.
shadow
His
clone
ancestors
Mitsu.
were coming to help him.
I've taught you well.
Yeah, he echoes.
Sword.
Can I
So-
get into 100 people right now, please?
Sort of puts a hand onto your shoulder. Let go, Luca. Just let go. All right, Valdor, you're up next.
All right, so the Echo's going to take his movement. And then we will bonus action rope a dope.
I got you on the rope. No worries.
And then that's confusing because all the tokens are stacked. Once the Echo appears, he will just look at the dwarf and it's like, good luck, and he's going to poof because he's too far away.
Good luck, bye.
All right. You can delete it yourself, too. Like,
Yeah, I couldn't see it because it's under my old placeholder marker.
okay. Well, the placeholder marker
Once I
is-
finish moving,
Yeah, go for it. Yeah, whenever you'd like.
yeah, once I get it. Oh, there it goes. Yeah, it looks like my face, so it's confusing. Yeah, there we go. All right, so then,
You took 15 feet right there.
yeah, he gets that takes half his movement, so that was the rest of his movement, and then he's going to action dash to the edge of the trench.
Okay. So technically you're in
And,
the trench. So you're kind of sliding into it now. So you're kind of coming into the trench.
Yeah, actually, he probably would have stepped to that one at an
Okay.
angle instead of, and then he'll end his turn.
Okay. Tegan, you're up next.
Question. So, if I were to get, like, on the side of the trench they're on, and, like, kind of try to duck in between to where it's awkward for them to hit me, is there any sort of bonus I can get from being that close to them?
There is no bonus that you'll have in combat against these creatures unless you can provide a flank. You're actually technically at like a disadvantage when you're inside of the trench because they have the high ground. They're kind of swinging into it. Unless we're not in modern day warfare, so it's actually kind of harder to hit them if you're in the trench. I think for you right now, the best way I can frame it, if you wanted to kind of get advantage of these creatures, is really just to get out of the trench and work north and try to like continue to get range from them.
That sounds like
Because-
GM bait.
By advantage,
Just
I didn't
get in
mean-
range of the tree.
Well, it's
I
not,
didn't mean actual advantage. I meant like
Yeah.
cover. If I could get
cover.
underneath them.
You can go underneath them. Yeah, you can go through them. Yeah. So if you're thinking like I don't want to, right? Like I don't want to get hit by another tree, or I don't want to get hit by a tree. You can get underneath them and be like, hey, they're not going to hit their friends, right? But I mean, I think experience has told you that's not true.
Okay, so basically,
ingenious
this is my
way to
thought
kill four of
process
them, though.
is I'm trying to stall. Obviously, is there any way? Basically, what I'm asking is there any way I can get cover in this situation from their attacks?
The only way that you can get cover from their attacks is by using the template, the tree behind you, by getting cover, yeah, that's it. There's really nothing. These spikes and these pylons are for the medium-sized zombified undead. They're not made to be hitting giant, grotesque undead ogres with armor.
Yeah.
So that's not what they're designed for.
Tegan, aren't you a thespian? See all those dead bodies under that tree?
Play
Play
dead.
I think Tegan. Okay, so out of character aside, Tegan just sees Lucar disappear and he goes, "What? What the? Lucar, if you don't fucking die, I'm gonna kill your ass."
Yeah, that is a reasonable reaction, I think.
Tegan's gonna run, hop over the fucking tree, and attempt to hide in the shrubbery of the tree, I guess.
All right, roll stealth. 19. Okay, awesome. Grab into the shrubbery of the tree. Hiding yourself into there. We're going to end your turn there. And we're going to come to Commander Remar Luna. Commander Remar Luna is going to take a dash, just going to chug away, leaving these zombified creatures of their own devices. It's going to go 60 feet away. Those two creatures are going to take attack opportunities. I'm just going to manually roll the d20s here and do the modifiers. Both of them unable to do so at the heavily armored commander. Also, visible light kind of ending, which isn't a whole entire problem here. In addition to the Commander Remar Luna, we come to the soldiers. So that's the kind of the end of the commander's turn. They already took their surge of action. They're really just kind of trudging across. We have a kind of a problem with where the soldiers can fit in over the pylons. But the beautiful thing here is that the spikes are facing one way. So you actually can traverse across the pylons to get across the trench because the spikes aren't facing you. The issue with that is, though, you can't get into cover. So unless you can get underneath the pylons and try to take yourself, trying to get prone underneath there. So this first soldier is doing exactly what they're told by the commander, and it's literally taking a dash, running onto the pylons, and jumping to the other side of the trench here as they're picking themselves up and running at the direction of the tree. The next soldier here is going to do the same. So they're going to kind of get across the trench, running as fast as they can at different directions. We have a dwarvish soldier. This one a little bit more inclined to take some tactics. So this will go about 50 feet, aim to get into the cover of the trench, and then is going to action surge to take additional dash, and they are going to be able to get into complete and total cover as they get into the trench, taking the dash, they dive in, diving into the cover of the dirt and the muck. One of the soldiers still behind, and another one here. So this soldier is going to come upwards with the battle axe and begins to attack in the direction of one of the zombified creatures on the south side of the battlefield. 23 is going to connect, and that deals a total of 11 points of slashing damage. And is going to kill that creature outright. Is able to come down and smash into it, removing it from the field of play. Then is going to use the Rain or Moon speed, stepping forward. And then the other one is going to recover 1 hit point and is in a prone condition. They're in the aura, if I count, they're in that aura from Priest Dumley here, so they're able to recover themselves. Ending turn now. We're going to come to Priest Dumley Goldbelly. Priest Dumley at this point is going to move 15 feet, come wrapping around, no attack of opportunities as they already took their opportunities on the commander, and then is going to trudge on ahead here. After moving 15 feet, they're going to go to a total of, I think that's 25, so it's 10 more. Puts it at full movement speed, and then they're going to take the additional 25 feet of movement. Continuing to get the aura on the commander, but they're trying to get some space, like as much as possible, but still have the aura, so I'm actually going to put them 5 feet there. Okay. That is going to be the end of Priest Dumley Goldbelly's turn. We now come to the commander, which to you, Lucar, are the only one that's close enough to fully understand. This figure has kind of interesting the way that they're wearing the armor. Now you can see the vines and the rope that lash through the crude plate reveal small segments of underneath that their flesh is not exactly undead. They still have tatterings of rot and certain things, but they have this kind of greenish white tinge to their flesh, and their skin is also quite supple at times. Their hips are wide, and their shoulders are not nearly as large as you imagine now up close. In fact, you're pretty sure you can see long hair that is like auburn, kind of brownish, flowing outside of the staghorn plate armor helmet. Actually have hair coming outwards, kind of drooping down their back, but you were unable to get an idea. You're in the fog right now. Remember, we were talking about that fog and how it will impose. So you both don't get anything because you're right next to each other, right? So it's just even across the board. But for the rest of you, remember firing in is going to be, they're concealed, right? Because of the fog. Not the tree, though. The tree is easy enough to see. So this creature in front of you, this commander, is going to look directly at you and then come in for 2 swings of this axe. First strike coming through is going to be a 19, which you're able to take on the Bane here, coming hitting into the axe and swinging it across. And they then are going to go in for a second strike aimed towards your right leg, which you're able to kind of sidestep and move back away as it kind of comes through, picks itself back up. They're unable to hit you. That's going to be the end of their turn. The large hulking figures. Seems as though they are told and commanded to do something. This is the first time that we're witnessing that there's some confusion. They're kind of looking at the trench, kind of lumbering. They might have been commanded to swing at you, Lucar, maybe Tegan, so they're kind of stretching another, and they begin to look, all of which are looking for Tegan. Tegan was the only one they could see running away. So they're kind of trying to, they're looking for you. And they just don't do anything, because they don't see you. Ending all of their turns.
Look at that.
Mission accomplished.
Coming for a meaty slam on the Dwarvish soldier to the south side. It's going to miss, and the zombie is going to continue their... And then we have also Carl. Don't forget Carl, everyone. Carl's right here. Carl's still there, beating the wall. Still
Carl's on our team now.
We have to, cut Carl's lower jaw off and just take him with us everywhere we go.
No, absolutely not. What do you mean?
I don't think you have a thing as far as...
Okay, Michonne.
Okay. We now come to the tree creature.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Reaches back. Grabs another tree. There's a lot of trees in this board. If you actually look at how many trees I put on this map, you know.
It's very intentional. Yeah.
Very intentional.
Bastard.
Son of a bitch. So, they grab the tree and they rip it from the ground and they begin to throw it. This one aimed in the direction of the 2 soldiers that are coming forwards. As it does, it hits in and then slides a little bit over the trench. Dwarvish soldier perfectly fine. Zeph, you prone down perfectly fine. In fact, this is giving you even more cover potentially. Or perhaps it's
I'm not here.
It's difficult terrain now, though.
Oh shit,
Right?
I didn't even notice Zeph was here now.
Knock
Yeah.
down, yeah.
Just popped in.
So,
Okay.
difficult terrain, this tree being rolled out in front of you. The 2 soldiers crushed as they made their advance and are dead. Tree creature then sees Lucar and begins to walk. It's slow motioning, right? Crushing into the ground, shaking the earth as it's pressing forward towards Lucar. Ending turn. Now come to the top of round 14. Here's Euro.
Would I have noticed that it's doing something completely it's focusing less on the trees and more on Lucar, or
That's up to how I just rolled. I described it to you. I think that you
Okay.
can make your interpretations from that. I think you're right on the you're right on the number.
yeah, I'm just gonna firebolt this fucking tree. I'm
Sling it. $11. So you fling out your fire bolts. You aim too high into the brambles of the branches that actually doesn't connect with anything.
not good. I'm gonna sprint towards the trench even more, and in my turn.
Okay. As you end your turn firing off the fire bolts, the tree snaps in the direction of the fire. Crushes as it does. Begins to reach back for another tree. Ending your turn, Zeph, you're up next.
You pissed off the tree.
And
All right. So,
Guy
real
Rebellion,
question.
Yep.
I see that I have Sentinel Shield effect going.
So I had you put a Shield of Faith onto Maldor as a concentrated so that they could advance across the trench and get as much armor class as possible in case things were sent at them. You are prone out in the trench, having total cover.
Yes.
Your spiritual weapon is really off the field of play. It's like super far away over here. So you still have that. So you can always end concentration on the Shield of Faith because Maldor is getting into the trench. But it might be useful if Maldor is coming.
Oh, no, that's fine. I just want to make sure I knew what was going on.
Yeah, just letting you know, giving you the spiel.
All right. Oh boy, oh boy. Well, I'm going to use my bonus action to move that whatever little I can. I probably. How close am I to these big guys? Not close enough, actually. I am. Well, no, that's a. Sorry, that's a concentration. I'll just target this guy here and do hold it at them.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, you can end concentration Shield of Faith. It really was just a way to get.
No, it's much more useful on him.
Yeah, so 8 points of necrotic damage is dealt to that creature. It kind of shakes the head. So just continuing to look in the direction for Tegan, completely unaware of what fight is happening behind them.
Boy, oh boy. I will also belly crawl a little bit. Probably just like 10 feet, but.
Okay. Crawling underneath the pylons, right?
Yeah.
Hitting the trench. Yeah, there we go.
Dope.
So, in the army now.
Like a pig in mud.
Commando Ziff.
All right, Thanos, I'm interpreting that you're continuing to move.
Actually, so I am going to continue to move, but I'm not going to dash. I actually want to I want to fly down to the ground and use the cloak to turn into a bat, since he's looking for me and not a bat.
Oh yeah, what happened with him, by the way?
He's on his way
Yeah,
back.
He's like 300 feet off.
He's coming.
I'm
It's coming, though. It's coming. All right, so you're getting down to a lower position, basically, and then you're just completely turning into a bat, right?
Yeah, so that way I have their blind sight, and then I'm also not.
Interesting.
Because I feel like at some point that thing is going to catch me, and it's not looking for a bat.
Okay, so this is not a giant bat, just FYI. This is like a small
it's just a regular
size bat.
Yep. I just needed to get me there because I retain my intelligence and everything, so I can just drop it when I get there. But
Okay.
essentially,
So
I just want to camouflage.
Okay,
It's
so I'm
probably
gonna have
easier
you.
to hide behind the trees like that.
I'm
too.
gonna have you like fly down a little bit, right, towards the ground, and then you're gonna polymorph into the bat. Your fly speed's gonna go to 30 then, so I'm gonna have you basically go 40 and now 30 feet. So you've gone minus 70 to the 360 that you're away.
Yep.
Okay. In your mind, as you kind of come downwards, you can hear the echo now pinging, because you as a bat have echolocation, so you can get the same sound waves that are emanating outwards. This creature echolocation dwarfs yours in comparison. This is able to hunt in the dead of night upwards of miles away.
Oh. All right. This might not have worked then. It might have seen me transform, but we'll give it a
There
go.
might be
We'll see
there
what
might be a
happens.
lot there might be a lot of bats, right? Who knows, right? You might
That's
not
true.
be able to distinct between bats, right? So it's looking for a person, but now you're a bat, and might confuse it. So it's unclear.
I like
So
the
you're-
bat play.
You're getting the ping. I like the bat play too. I think it's smart. I'm just giving you the interpretation of that. This isn't really a bat, right? It
Yes.
has some bat features like the echolocation,
Features, but it's
not
it's
a bat.
magical in nature. Yeah,
Yeah.
no, I got that from the description of it being like shadowy.
Yeah.
I just wanted to figure out a way for me to disguise myself.
Yeah,
the
I like
best
it.
could.
I mean,
It's a
that
great
is less conspicuous than a flying person.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Okay, so we're going to end your turn there as you transform into a bat, and you're just continuing to fly back to the battlefield. Lucar, you're up.
Go to town.
Okay. Well. So the description that you gave me as I'm like rearing back for another swing, do I notice anything else about this commander of like something, it sounds like there's maybe like some necrotic magic at play or something that could potentially be controlling it or whatever. Does it have like an amulet or anything like? No.
In the heat of combat with your passive perception, you cannot see any amulets or rings. They're wearing gloves, right? They could be an amulet underneath the armor, and somewhere underneath there could be rings on the hand. You can't see that with your passive perception right now. All you're in the middle of a martial combat duel between you and this creature.
Yeah. Based on your description, is it like something where I would potentially be thinking, okay, maybe I should incapacitate this creature instead of kill them?
I can't tell you that either. I can only give you the description I gave and allow you to make your own interpretations on what this creature might be.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna go in for a swing.
Yep.
What? There it goes.
All right, coming in for a swing here that is going to be a 13. Takes the great axe, hit into it with Bane, slides it across.
That was almost a natural 20 on my end.
These fucking rolls.
All right, 18. As you come across, you are not able to land a blow. As you come swinging across, kind of takes the great axe, pinching the blade in between and swinging it around themselves as they have easily as much dexterity as they do strength.
Okay. Yep. Now I'm just gonna be like, "Who are you?" and end my turn.
Okay. Maldor, you're up next.
Okay. He's going to move. I have the wrong tool equipped. One moment, please. He is going to move to the edge of the trench here. Let's see. Yeah, that'll do. He's going to stretch out his hand, look at the tree, and the echo's voice is going to emanate. And he's going to say, "Listen here, you overgrown shrub. If you don't fucking flee this field of battle, I'm not just going to cut you down. I'm going to burn your entire fucking forest. The cinders will poison the ground, and the ash will blot out the sky for a decade. Now run." And if I can target the guy... Oh, I did. He's just huge. He's going to cast Dissonant Whispers.
Oh.
All right, as you throw out your Dissonant Whispers, your DC is 15. They got a 16 on the save. To succeed, they take half as much damage. They take only 8 points of psychic damage, and they do not flee.
Right.
He's on the ropes.
He's looking like it.
So then he'll take the rest of his movement, and then bonus action, pop out the echo.
To be able to drag it on the field, plenty of vision here.
And that will end his turn.
All right, ending turn. Tegan, you're up next.
I mean,
I know what you mean.
Tegan's like, "I'm just gonna sit behind this tree the rest of the battle. Don't worry about me."
I could use a bardic inspiration if you have one.
I wish it did, bud. I wish it did.
No!
Rip.
Fuck.
I'm gonna use my action to have a panic attack. Use my bonus action to cry, and end my turn.
All right, so continuing your stealth as the 4 creatures are looking for you, you're going to end your turn. Okay, take that literally. Commander Remar Luna. So we now come to their turn. They are going to move into the trench, sliding in. Then they're going to take their dash as they pick themselves up. And they're going to continue their run as they get through the trench and the mud pit, climb themselves up. They're just full-on running in the direction of the tree, as they're also spacing themselves just a little bit here. And you're also getting the understanding, Maldor, that this is probably incapable of hitting you with this tree like a throw. At this point, they might be able to swing it through and club you both, but it can't just throw a tree at you this close. It's so tall that it's not actually physically possible. We come to the dwarfs. We'll take the two on the south side, one of which is going to take half their movement speed to pick themselves up, and then it's going to get into a flank position with their friend, and they're going to go in for a swing with the battle axe with the advantage.
They're fighting a good fight over there.
It's the zombified creature for 5 points of damage, and then the other one is going to do in similar fashion, getting the advantage on the flank, comes through for an 11, which is able to hit the zombified creature 4 points of slashing damage. Unable to successfully drop the creature at the present moment, but they're continuing to hack away. They're both also very injured. They've been brought up, like one has died twice. So they're kind of at this limbo of how, is it really realistic that they would be able to make the run? And I think that's what they're realizing, is that they might not be capable at the point of fatigue that they are. There is one dwarvish soldier that has made way into the trench. The rest of the Fort Fairhaven soldiers are no longer on the field of play. This dwarf right fucking here. This dwarf is going to grab themselves, and they're going to continue to use the cover of the tree, and then they're going to move their entire movement speed outside of the trench, and then they are going to dash as they begin to run. Run! You can yelling outwards, screaming. As they're really running with a shield and an axe in the direction of the tree. The tree does not recognize them. They're so tall they can't actually see something coming up to them like that underneath them. It's a 100 feet tree, right? So you think about just a tiny thing on the ground. It's looking like over you at that point. We're going to end the commander's turn as well as the soldiers. There's no more on the field of play. We come to Priest Dumbly Goldbelly. Priest Dumbly Goldbelly is going to move 50 feet using the tree as cover and then sliding into the trench with their body. They're then going to take, so it's a dash, and then they're going to use their bonus here. Looking at you, Zeph, seeing that you're kind of prone underneath the ground. Oh my goodness, child!
That thumbs up.
And then throws off a healing word towards you and gives you 6 points of HP back.
Yay. Favorite person.
Ending turn. Come to the armored figure. Comes in for 2 swings with the axe at you, Lucar. 23 is going to connect as it swings into you, prompting you for a con save. As the axe swings into your shoulder, it lands, dealing 21 points of slashing and necrotic damage. A curse begins to sprout from the bladed weapon into your flesh. Tendrils of necrosis comes as like a lesion upon the wound of your shoulder. It's unclear about what curse this might be, but you immediately feel a tingling-like effect from the mass of the lesion that forms. They pull out the axe, and then they go in for a second swing, and they stop, and they pull the axe back. They just stop and stare at you. Intricate eyes. And a voice. My name is Sylvana. Just says that. Quivers the lip slightly, and then ends the turn. Now come to the hulking figures as they continue to look for you, Tegan. One of which here I'm gonna cycle through turns. Smashes into the rubble of the spikes. Comes up to the tree, begins to sniff. Rushes into the tree, standing on it. Just the brambles over top of you, smash downwards, sniffing and smelling the air and grunting, thrashing their mouth violently. The rest of them unaware of what's happening around them. Come to the zombie. Meaty slam. 20! I was targeting multiple people for some reason. My bad. 20 is going to hit the... Yeah, I was, for some reason, targeting a lot. 20 is going to hit the Dwarf soldier, deals 6 points of bludgeoning damage at the Dwarf soldier to the south. And hopefully I removed all targets. I think I did. Okay. Last, but definitely not least.
Fuck.
And for this, I think we just need it, right? Let's do it.
Uh-oh. Varys, you better be blowing on them dice. You better be praying to whatever RNG gods you know.
No
Throws
shot.
a tree at Varys.
Quick, Bigby's hand reaction.
So it throws the tree. You begin to try to get out of the way, pulling yourself back and hoping it doesn't roll towards you, but maybe into the trench. You brace against the blow. You're able to half the damage as you succeeded on your dexterity saving throw. The total amount of damage was 89.
What is it?
You half it to 44.
Oh,
You are still alive. But for everyone else, you have no idea what has happened. It's a tree has landed on top of you, rolled over, and you just watched as the tree got thrown at Varys.
I hear a loud squishing sound.
Crunching up the
Also,
tree.
just to play up the dramatics, I'm gonna make a noise like I just fucking died. Like fucking, oh!
The tree is then now going to use its movement speed, thunking towards Lucar, continuing the move. Ending turn. Top of round 15. Varys.
So how do I escape this thing?
You need
Does
to
it
make
ha-
a strength, like an athletics check, to get out of it. It's essentially like an escape.
Can it be acrobatics or it's gotta be athletics?
I think at this point I'll let acrobatics fly.
Okay.
I was basing off of strength, but I'm trying to use escape in the term, so technically an escape can be used for athletics or
Okay.
acrobatics. So.
Yeah, that wily boy.
All right,
Yeah.
21.
Hey,
So
let's
you're
go.
able to get yourself out, and then you can use half your movement speed to stand up.
Alright, I do that and I crawl. I'm gonna dash as well and get next to the two clerics over here
Okay.
and into the pit.
All right. So as you're kind of coming outwards, beginning to run, your stumbler is just like staring at you. Oh my God, you're alive!
I don't know how!
Ballet lessons paid off, man.
Holy shit.
Okay. Anything else in your turn?
No, no.
All right.
I'm chilling.
Chillin', Zep. Army
Oh,
crawling.
man. There's two different people that need healing.
Focus on Lucar, I'm fine.
Okay. I'll just hope that the priest there can heal you. I guess. I'll have to get a little bit closer though. And where's this healing word? Take all 5 points.
5 points to Lucar.
Yeah.
Go for 5.
And then action. Which one? Probably a bad idea, but let's see if I can distract him. Total dead on the main guy.
Okay. Casting a Toll of the Dead
Nope.
onto the commander. So they have failed their wisdom saving throw. However, they
Oh.
are immune to necrotic damage. So they take
Bleh. Well, poop.
All right, Thanos, you as a bat continues your movement as you're going. So put you at another minus 30 feet unless you're going to dash.
I am gonna dash.
So I'll put you at 60 feet now. So you've gone 70, 60, so pretty good amount, right? Minus that, so 130, sorry, 103 or so. So you're continuing to progress towards the battlefield.
What's he at now? 240?
Slowly and surely. I think you're at 230, right? 230 feet.
Yeah, 230.
yeah.
So 4 more turns.
Yeah, 4 more turns.
Oh boy.
At this point, though, you can hear the telepathic screeching of the bat in your mind. This bat, quote unquote. Span of Orzavis, where are you?
Oh god.
Hear it kind of echoing outwards into your mind, and it's like this distant visage of words and things, it's searching for you.
This is fucking terrifying.
We'll see. Luca, you're up next.
I got hit by a tree. Shut up.
Okay. So as I feel a trickle of, healing energy, I'll turn a look over my shoulder and cock an eyebrow. And I'll put my my blade kind of down into the stump and lean on it, catch my breath. Look at the commander and say, Sylvana, why all this needless death? And then I put my hand into my chest and unload all my lay on hands. 35 points.
35 points to you. Okay, I'll put it on.
Nice.
Okay, 35 points of healing done. Take your action. Okay.
That's pretty good.
Nice.
Anything else?
And and then I would, as I ask her why all this needless death, give her an extremely hateful glare and cast a Vow of Enmity.
Okay, it's casting Vow of Enmity. So you begin to evoke your channel divinity here, gaining advantage attack rolls against the. You're targeting Sylvana, right?
Yeah.
For 1 minute or until it drops 0 points, fall unconscious. So you're kind of marking in a way, channeling up this particular creature. Okay. All right, we're gonna end your turn, and we'll come to Thor next.
Varus, good job not dying.
Thanks. I guess.
Echo's gonna move into position. Maldor will take up a cover position. And then he is going to go after the tree. So Maldor will raise up his axe and run his hand along it. And you see the Echo raise both his hands in a similar motion. And as he does, the axe appears, but wraithed in green flames. And he's going to cast Green Flame Blade.
Okay. Green Flame Blade. Not sure if the macro is going to work for that spell anymore. See, yeah, it's not, I don't think it's in effect. So you brandish the weapon here with the flame. So on a hit, the target suffers weapon attack normal attack effects, and then you can cause the green fire to leap from the target to a different creature of your choice. You can see within 5 feet of it. Second creature takes fire damage equal to your spellcasting ability modifier. So
at level 5, it does an extra D8 fire damage to the main target too.
Yeah. So at 5th level, melee attack does an extra 1d8 fire damage. And so there's not really any bouncing that you're going to be able to do here, but you're going to be able to get the fire damage. Yeah, get that D8 out for the fire damage here. So go ahead and swing, and then we can manually roll the D8. All right, 17 is going to hit as you begin to slice into the creature. Looks like you have a lot of re-rolling happening for your dice on the screen. And then go ahead and roll a D8 for me. All right.
Fire damage on that.
It is going to take 20 points of slashing damage as you slice through, and 14 total points of fire damage as you come through. You notice that the dribbles of acid from the tree are beginning to ring outwards on top of your Echo. So upon being struck, your Echo is dealt with 5 points of acid damage flat, and the Echo is going to disappear. So I'm going to remove it from the field of play.
I had a suspicion. Ironically, bonus action, he comes back. Not so fast, shrub. And that will end his turn.
Okay.
You saw less of me.
I'm here.
I like it.
Fuck you, dude.
Okay. Tegan, you're up next.
So this thing is just screamed as if it's trying to tell the others that I'm here, right?
It's like it kind of maybe smells you. It was able to detect you in the perception check, but it cannot see you. So it's only going to where it might perceive you. It has yet to find you.
Okay, so if it can't see me, if the others definitely can't see me, where I'm hidden, if I cast the spell, is everyone aware of where I am?
Yeah, correct. You'll break your stealth if you have to cast a spell. But it depends on the components of the spell and how the character is perceiving you as well. So I have to, if you're casting something on yourself, but you're still in total cover, that isn't going to just give your stealth away to the rest of the three, but it will tell the person who's the creature that's right there that you're verbal casting something. It's you're usually
I'm just, I don't know how flashy Dissonant Whispers is, because it's literally whispers.
So, Dissonant Whispers, in order to invoke that, it is a verbal component. You have to begin to kind of send out a whisper at a target that you can hear, that can hear, right? So you have to have the target there, sight. And then you have to direct the spell verbally towards it.
Right.
You don't have to move your hands somatically. You have to concentrate on it, but you do have to say something, and it has to be targeted at that creature.
Okay. Yeah, I'll just cast Dissonant Whispers at the guy next to me.
Okay, so that will break your stealth because you have to
For
get
sure.
up, and then you're going to send it out. Okay, sling it.
It is not letting me.
You got a spell slots?
Yeah. I don't know why it had two things targeted. That was really weird.
Maybe from your shatter.
So it is going to save your targets. It'll try to save your targets from last time and try to reproduce them. So the last time you used an attack, it was shatter. So it's going to target the last two from that. So Dissonant Whispers onto the single target. It is going to take 6 points of psychic damage, and it's going to turn and make its reaction to Felice. So with the Dissonant Whispers, let's see how much movement speed. Going to move 10 feet with its remaining movement speed of the last round. It begins to trudge away.
Darn. Okay, I am going to move... Not drag myself off the screen. See, I'm trying to move myself and drag myself, but I'm lagging very badly, so it's like freaking out.
I can tell you're having a hard time.
Can you just move me 30 feet in the complete opposite direction of them? That would be wonderful.
Looks like you're moving. You moved?
Yeah, I'm just... honestly, that's fine.
Let's cover it between two trees. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I'll end my turn.
Okay, ending turn. We'll now come to the Commander Remar Aluna. The Commander continues to take an arc here, moving 30 feet on the left side, and then is going to come, seeing the acid, is going to go 15 feet to get that dash outwards and kind of brace the shield upwards, and is unable to swing this turn, so it's going to have to go and end. And then we'll come to, I believe, 2 Dwarvish soldiers. I'm just going to roll flat d20s at this point with the zombie, because I imagine they're going to hit. They do. Roll 2d8s. Nice, okay. It's a total of 14 points of damage. And that creature is going to die outright as well. So, no more zombies on the field of play. They then are going to take their movements and begin to run out onto the field. Aimed at tree. Okay. And then we have one of the Dwarvish soldiers who is going to move up 15 feet and is going to swing at the tree. Here we go. thugs into the bark and is unable to penetrate into the inner layers of the tree. Pulls it back. The dribbles of acid begin to fall upon them, dealing 5 points of acid damage. Oh! 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 And then the tree leans down and looks at the dwarf. Pretty stumbly. Dash, get cross. It's 10, 20 there, plus an additional 10.
I was hoping you'd heal me.
10 feet, so they begin to charge forward. I might have something! I might have something! Ah! Begins to charge forward, potentially to cast a spell on the tree. So sure.
I love his enthusiasm.
Now come to the commander. It's towards you. Stares at you, Lucar. I have but one purpose. There is no more life. Leans and closes the eyes, and then opening the eyes and looking at you, the eyes flutter black necrosis and tendrils. Almost like arms are as they kind of come outward, sprouting from the eyes and things. Your friends will die. Lay down your arms. Surrender. Begins to shriek outwards. The mouth unhinges itself slightly to the left and echoes out as the three turn and look at you. Tree continues to focus on the dwarf underneath, ending their turn. Taking movement speed, one lumbers behind, as it is comes in for a large swing at your backside. No advantage given to this particular creature. 17 is going to miss you. It then is going to come in for a second swing. The shield, natural one, is aimed downwards, slices into the stump and into the mud. Just a bad miss, and is going to end that creature's turn. Come to the next one. Similar fashions. They all begin to stack upon you, Lucar, and they come in for their swings. 18 is going to miss. Comes in for the second swing. And that is an 18 again, which is going to miss. Both strikes. You're kind of moving, sliding on the stump, using the cover a little bit as they're kind of crunching their shields into their fists at the stump, as the Sylvana is now named, continues to stand on top of it. Not swinging, just holding the axe in a defensive position. This one still under the effects of the Dissonant Whispers, but now is kind of hearing the shriek, almost like snapping out of it and looking in that direction. They then are going to take their dash to get to here, and then they're going to wrap themselves around onto the stump a little bit to get into position. And then the fourth one here is going to run at you with its just normal movement.
Oh my god!
Swing. First strike. Natural 20. Apparently I was targeting Tegan there, not hitting you. Don't worry.
I'm going to cancel that crit.
You're going to cancel the crit?
Yeah, with the Guardian Emblem.
Hell
Okay.
yeah, you're right.
So using the Guardian Emblem here to cancel the critical from the swing. So the Guardian Emblem here, right, because it's reaction that you can use. So 3 charges, so you can see this creature coming at you. Begin to hold out the emblem, symbol of your potentially tradition, right? Whatever you want to kind of say that it is. I believe that we have it in the context of kind of like the lore based on where you procured it, but it can be anything that you really want at this point. You brace it and you hold it outwards, expending that, and becomes a normal hit instead. And so it kind of braces almost like a shield begins to enthrall around you from the emblem. The swing is going to come down, let's see, for 12 points of damage total instead of the 28. You are going to succeed on concentration. Continue your Shield of Faith. And that is going to be the end of those hulking figures' turns as you survive the onslaught. Now come to the tree. Tree sees the Dwarvish soldier underneath and comes in for a slam. Swinging across. Smashes, dealing 34 points of damage to the dwarf as the dwarf is completely hit and then swung into the air. See the body just get smashed through as they fly in a little bit of distance. And I'm just going to kind of move their token a little bit, just kind of showcasing how far they've been hit by that slam. Then it's going to turn as it races, kind of to almost go for another slam upon you, Lucar, but there's too much in the way. It kind of looks, swings itself back and kind of pulls its arms, right, what arms it has. Just kind of looks around. As it does, it kind of turns the direction of all of the kind of enemies to it that are coming from its one side. Just kind of turns and lumbers itself into that direction, ending the turn. Now, before we come to the top of round 16, we are going to go ahead and take a break. So
everything is fine.
Everything is fine. We're all good. Everything's good to go. Don't worry.
I'm fucking jazzed. I survived getting hit by a tree.
That was all you had to do. Yeah.
That's all you had
That
to
was
do.
all he needed to do.
That's all you had to do. All right. So if you're watching the stream, thanks so much. Really appreciate it. Sorry about the command tracker going over the chat. There's nothing I can do about that right now unless I want to reload the actual module and configure with it. So I'm going to have to deal with it for now. And we'll be back in 10 minutes or so. Trying to get as quick as possible since we started late. So 1:20 p.m. PSD, and we will see what happens to the Ill-Fated as we conclude the siege of Fort Farron. So
Hopefully.
we'll be back.
Woo.
All right, for watching, thanks so much. Ill-fated as we get going with our siege of Fort Farron, and we will find out what happens on this dramatic
Woohoo, dab.
conclusion. Oh no. No.
End the stream.
Lord.
I'm leaving the campaign.
Yeah, we're
You
done.
wonder why you get hit by trees.
We're done.
Oh well.
All right, Varys, you're up next. Of round 16.
I'm gonna crawl to the front of the trench. Look over the lying tree there, like bad memories, and launch another firebolt at it.
Okay. 16 is going to connect. Deals a total of 18 total points of damage as it lands in.
And then crawl back to the deepest point of the trench and take cover.
Okay, sounds good. Ending your turn there. Zeph, you're going to be next.
Oh boy, oh boy. Such a conundrum. Why does everything require concentration? That's good.
You could do if you want to drop a moonbeam down. I love that. I thought you were going to use moonbeam on the tree. So I mean, if you want to lay that down, I totally agree with that one.
It's by far my most useful spell.
It wasn't that the faith was made. The faith was there for some of the creatures that might get attack of opportunities as Maldor made a charge across, or potentially projectiles or anything. It was really just kind of a throwing out there.
Yeah, less useful against a tree.
I mean, how would you?
Well, he's staying out of range too, as much as possible.
That too.
So.
Yeah.
Oh boy, oh boy.
So if you need to end it, just end it.
Disposable echo tank.
Yeah.
You could also moonbeam the fucking crowd around Lugar.
Moonbeam it is.
Okay.
So many choices.
We also suspect that the cleric might be going in for some kind of
he's probably gonna try
curse
and
removal on the tree.
heal the tree or something. Right?
I don't know. He says, "I've got something."
He might have a damn grenade. Who knows?
I mean,
Say
he's got Sunfire Beam.
Upcasting and targeting these boys over here.
Okay. We'll definitely get the damage rolled out when proper. Okay.
And actually, right. So many options there. Bonus action. And I'll move my spiritual weapon. They'll get here eventually.
It still might beat Thanos.
Might actually beat Thanos.
And question also, with half movement, with 35 total movement, how would you round that up or down?
We always run down with movement.
Okay. Which, that would be still 15, so. Yep. Just to be. Alright. I don't really have anything else as a bonus, unfortunately. Right? Right. Okay.
Okay. Ending turn, Thanos continue to fly.
Yep, we're dashing some more.
All right, 60 feet. You continue.
170 out. I can almost shoot the tree.
Flapping away. So you're getting in range. The fog now beginning to roll through. You hear the thundering footsteps of large hulking figures towards your north side. Those were actually the ones that were frightened during the turn. Undead.
Oh,
remember that?
shit.
They're still there. They're running. They're still frightened, running through. You can hear them at this point. They're on the same field as you. And you're continuing to flap. Did you think I forgot? What DM do you think I am?
You
No, I remember
forget.
everything. You continue to flap your wings. I mean, they're not going to cause you. You're bad, right? It's like that's your problem. They're still in a frightened condition, still running away, and you're just hoping, right, that you're coming in.
That's hilarious.
And we're going to end your turn at that point. Lucar, you're next.
Okay, I'm gonna look around. All this shit around me. Just gonna let out this like guttural, irritated roar. I'm gonna smack this bitch again.
Okay. 26. It's going to hit.
Damage roll sucks. I'm gonna add a might level 1.
Okay. With that. Let's go. Oh, that's not good. Okay. So we have 14 points of damage from the Bane of Marathon. We have a total of 8 points of radiant damage dealt from the Divine Smite. Just come across, slicing into the leg, the left, the quadricep area.
And again.
Coming across again with your vow, giving you advantage, marking this target. Or your wrath, 18 though, is unable. Takes the axe and pinches it towards the actual blade. It grabs and then twists the bane, wrapping it around.
Okay, I just glare at her and Misty step into the trees.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And
They all turn towards you.
yeah, just kind of skirt my way through the trees back here.
Okay. Going into the brambles, running through into the fog. And your concealment is a factor here, so you are technically in that full concealment. The tree, obviously, not so much because it's ginormous, but they potentially cannot see you, right?
That is the goal.
Who knows? We'll see. All right. Anything else?
Nope, that's it.
All right. Ending turn. Baldur, you're up next.
All right. Well, it seems like the dwarf has the tree situation in hand, or at least has a plan. The Echo's going to take his movement. Rope-a-dope. Bonus action. And then Maldor will take the rest of his movement. Wait, that's the Echo. Hold on. I'm just going to move him to get him out of the way. Maldor moves there. The Echo disappears. All right, so that's movement, bonus action, action. He will look to the commander and cast Mind Sliver.
Okay, it is going to fail the saving throw. It takes 2d6 psychic damage, so 6 points psychic damage, and then has to roll a d4 from the next saving throw unless it makes before the end.
And that will end his turn.
All right, Tegan, you're up next.
Tegan's just gonna poke his head out from between the two trees. Assess the situation. And hold on 1 second. Just gonna take out my crossbow. Gonna take a shot.
Okay. Crossbow coming out of the tree, getting the shot down. Okay, you're firing into the fog. This is a disadvantage.
It's gonna be at disadvantage anyway.
Good old hand crossbow.
120 feet your backs. Just FYI.
I rolled a 1.
Natural 1.
It was not
On
going
the
to
street
happen.
with the hand crossbow. You're like breathing hard, right? Looking down the sight.
I got you, Lucar!
Moves his
Realizes
elbow
you
too
forgot
far,
to put
gets
hands on it.
smacked in the face with a branch.
And then you look back, and there's no bolt in it.
No bolt.
Tegan sits back down between the trees, hits himself in the head, and goes, "Stupid, stupid, stupid."
Not supposed to be a professional.
Tegan.
All right, Tegan. really hurting right now, Tegan. We're gonna end your turn. We'll come to the commander, Rebar Luna. Commander Rebar Luna runs up, is at the tree, and then is going to go for a series of attacks. First swing. 21 hits. As such, deals 9 points of slashing damage. Then goes across for the second strike. It's going to be 21, which hits again. Deals 12 points of slashing damage. Then goes in for the third and final strike. 15 clubs into the tree and is unable to really smash into the under layer, pulling it out. Commander then takes a series of 15 points of acid damage from the 3 attacks they've dealt, dribbling in the acid. Please, Dumbly! Whatever you're gonna fucking do, do it now! Braces holds like the shield up against the acid. The tree now looks down towards the commander. And in turn, come towards these soldiers. Now they have their own independent initiatives as they come charging forward.
I forgot about these guys.
Just hanging on.
Grace Dumley begins to run upwards in the direction of the tree. But Priest Dumley is a dwarf.
Oh, is he just short?
He is 25 feet away as he comes charging up to the edge of the token.
Barely.
Just enough. As Priest Dumley raises the hammer outwards. My payload divine words! Begins to chant celestial as the hammer invokes with a white light. Comes in, just strikes, touches towards the tree. For this, I'm just going to see if Priest Emily is going to hit with the hammer, because it is a touch spell. So I need to make sure they can actually touch the tree. It's going to go in for a swing. Okay. That is going to be able to swing into the tree just fine. Comes through, and then upon hitting it, you hear like a ding, like a ringing sound, and the light of the tendril begins to sprout outwards and tracing through the necrosis as a remove curse spell was cast upon the tree. And you see that the curse begins to pull backwards from the tree as it begins to return into its previous form of what it once was. No longer is it showcasing the grotesque figure before, but now appears to be a normal tree, beginning to return, right? The blackish bark healing itself back to the brown, and it seems that the remove curse is working. Stumley looks up. My payloads, Lord! God damn you! Points in the direction of what we now know is referred to, well, Lucar, Sylvana. Sylvana turns where you tracking you, Lucar, in the fog, looks and sees the tree, and then begins to move upwards to a nearby plant. Not necessarily the tree, it's been uprooted. A nearby plant, shrubbery, maybe underneath, touches. As they touch the tree, or sorry, the plant, I should say, they begin to use a transport via plants. As a blossom of flower petals begins to grow, portal opens, and they step through.
God damn it. I'm not
Get
close
away.
enough to counterspell.
That portal, as they step through, lasts 1 round. It's still there for a brief moment. Ending turn. The hulking figures, they stretch and they look, spasm for a brief moment, and they all begin to take their dashes as they run.
Oh yeah, the moonbeam.
You can roll damage if you want. It's fine. They're gonna run regardless.
Yeah. Okay.
They're both going to succeed. 7 points of radiant damage. Let's do this. No worries. Okay, so they're going to be off the field of play. It's at this point that I will ask, are we pursuing the undead creatures as they run into the fog? Or are we pursuing the transport via plants?
Maldor's 100% going through the portal.
How far away is the portal?
Well, he'd have to dash, but he could do it
Right here.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say
Roughly.
Maldor and Lucar can make it through the portal.
Yeah, if I see
I don't
Maldor
think
go
I
through, I'm
can.
coming with him.
So, this poses a challenging question here. The last one round, where it goes, might determine many things. Might be extremely separated away from the party. Could lead to an issue. So, you have a round, which means you have, comes back around to you. You have a movement, you have your actions, you have a bonus. There's no reason to continue in initiatives at this point. Okay? So, I'm going to let you all decide, but I'm going to go ahead and call it because I'm hearing no pursuing of the undead creatures, the 4 that are running off the map.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
And
who cares about them?
the portal, I couldn't make it in a round even if I wanted to.
Yeah, if I see them to go to the portal, like Maldor and Lucar, if they say they're going, if they start to run towards it, I'm gonna try to yell at them to stop.
This is where we're going to go ahead and end our combat. I'm going to remove the 4 creatures off the map here. In addition, I'm going to remove just that there. Okay. So,
Egan has no idea any of this is going on. He's gonna fire another bolt into the fog.
okay, that's fine.
Did you load it this time?
Yes. I never make the same
Maybe.
mistake twice.
Maybe.
So, firing a bolt into the fog. The creature's running off further, the 4, right? It's continuing. Faster ranged, even hit them. So it's kind of launching it.
Oh, for sure.
Thanos, you're in bat form. You're continuing to fly back. You do not hear the ping of the echolocation of that large creature. It kind of subsided alongside this effect of this map. Okay? You don't know that, but you know back there, you know that that has kind of subsided, right? For the rest of you, you kind of have decisions to make. Now, I'm going to frame this that if you do this action, Lucar and Maldor, as you both are accessible to go through that portal, that we will have to have the party split for an extended period of time. So you've no idea where that goes, and if that is the choice that you both are making, it has to be a party decision at this point. So even though we still want to act as our own independent characters, we're still a party after all, and we need to go a little bit out of character for this if you're going to be stepping through.
Well, assuming that he was dashing at it, like, does he get a look before we just dive in? Like, do we get a look of, like, what does it look like on the other side? Like,
You cannot see what it looks like on the other side. It's only
Okay, so it's
visible of
blind.
it's a blind trade. So the transport of plants is literally like you're going into a shrub. Like it's like the petals of some of the flowers from the bush kind of grew large, and then they're now kind of encompassing. And so what the creature did for Lucar Sylvana, right, the commander, they kind of put their arm into like a formation of what the petals are kind of coming to. They kind of put their arm into there, and then they like almost push their body into it. So you don't see anything beyond some colorations of visible, maybe some lightish effects coming from like a bioluminescent from the plant, where that spacing would be, where you'd put. So you know how to do it. You know if you do the same thing you just witnessed in the fog, that you'd be able to do that. But it has to be, again, I'm not telling you can't do it. That's definitely not what I'm saying. I'm saying that your whole party at this point needs to be on your back end here, but pressing through, because we'll definitely be separated for a period.
I say do what you guys would do. I mean, if Lucar and Maldor would charge through that portal, then fucking charge through the portal.
So I would definitely say the same thing, but I would say that Varys would try to convince you not to go. But I want you to have agency that, like, if you want to go, you can go.
Well, I think his instinct is to go, but I think if he got there and realized that it was only the two of us that were going to make it, and we have no way back, not knowing where it goes, I think he might second guess that. Because he's actually done this before, and it didn't work out. It's kind of how he got here.
That's true. That's very true.
I think it would also probably
situation.
I think it would also probably depend on how confident you felt you could solo the guy, or just you and.
Oh, we could totally kill her. I'm not even worried about that. It's just the getting back part.
Yeah, and I don't know. It's I want it to be your
big for
decision, but Varys definitely would not want you to go through without him.
Yeah, no, I think he would charge all the way to the gate, or the portal, see Lucar coming up, turn back, see nobody else is going to make it, realize we're being stupid and brash, and grab Lucar and say, no, wait.
And I would also kind of share at that point in time. I think that seems like that commander is under someone's thrall.
Okay, so that's gonna be it That's gonna be it. If that's your decision, again. So you're kind of saying we're not going through, kind of keeping with the rest of the party here.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna have it unpaused.
I will definitely admit to being very surprised at their use of that particular kind of spell, because I'm not familiar with that exact spell, but that was definitely a nature-based spell. I would have guessed that from them.
I'll just go to Maldor and apologize. I wasn't close enough to counter it. I'm sorry.
It's all right. You did well. I suspect we will have an opportunity to finish what we started.
Yeah, we did okay, I think. No one died, at least not from our party.
Where's Tegan?
Knowing that Thanos mentioned about the commander or whatever, and having seen she was. Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, had seen that she was like clearly like some kind of elf or something, I would start calling out for Thanos. Where the fuck are you?
And I'll do the same thing. Tegan, are you okay?
Like look over at Maldor and be like, that motherfucker walked up, said there's a giant invisible bat, asked for my help, and then completely disappeared again.
Yeah, we're gonna have to talk to him about team tactics.
I will go up to the commander and ask him if someone's really important or what have you, I can bring someone back who died. Only one person. And he would know better than me.
Them are buried underneath trees.
Yeah.
Priest Emily is using a mass cure wounds here, so everyone's getting back 16.
Yeah, I can also do some healing too if I'm not resurrecting
full of viscera.
Just kind of giving 16 out. So you're running to the commander to get people back alive. Is that what you're saying, Zephyr?
If he knows of anyone that would be really important, or he would really want brought back because I can bring one person.
Looks towards you. Well, it's mighty kind of you. Looks at the rest of the battlefield. I'm sure there's others on the north and south of the wall here could be dead and need your help. There's many of other soldiers that have perished that their tokens have been removed from the board, so you can always resurrect some of the Fort Farron soldiers if you'd like. That's up to you. Priest Dudley presses through, just pushes kind of past you. Priest Dudley looks. Oh, yes, Commander. That was mighty fine work you did there. I'm glad that you're alive and you're safe. Yes, well, I didn't know I had it in me anymore. Got the adventurous life in me still, and well, so trees, lumbering, continuing to be this tree creature, just kind of unmoving, just kind of legs moving, swaying side to side. Stumbly wraps their arms around. Thank you for giving me the courage once in my former life. And you all, looks to all wonderful work. You did well. A lot of people have perished on this day, on this battlefield. And it's not a great... exactly what's ideal, but it seemed to have put a good dent to the undead horde.
Speaking of which, yeah, all the dead tokens I can see are under a tree, so I don't think they're viable. Is there any dead soldiers not under a tree that could be brought to life?
Thanos, you're here.
Bring back one of the 17th.
Fantastic idea. I like that idea.
What? I'm gonna start running off looking for Tegan, basically like calling out his name, making sure he's still alive somewhere. Tegan!
Am I still cursed?
Where?
Tegan?
I'll probably come up to the priest and be like, "The bitch stuck her axe in me."
Yeah, seems like that axe of theirs is quite potent. Some lesion on your shoulder. Let I have a look at that real quick.
Comply.
Yes, well, lean down, you dwarf. Oh, bastard. Ciao. Coming the lesion does another remove curse, and the lesion begins to kind of slog off of your shoulder, just revealing the wound that was dealt from the axe.
Gross.
Should be fine there. Devilish axe, that is. Definitely some sort of weapon from the Shadowfell. Granted, imbued with this magic. Commander, yeah, oh yes.
How much do you know about that?
How much do I know about what?
The Shadowfell. I believe that elf is under some similar curse.
I suppose.
Looks that way.
We might be able to talk about this at a later point. Commander, if you will, if I may, I am going to begin healing and treating soldiers. I'm sure there's more wounded across the wall. As you will, priest.
I'm going to go to the nearest 17th soldier and just... I don't remember the exact timing when they all died. Do I get the sense that it's been within a minute?
Within a minute, yeah. I mean, some of them are dead within a minute. The issue with it is that all of those that have died in the 17th, beyond some of those that are on the wall, you might be able to get 2 of those on the wall that can be recovered. The rest of them, they're unrecoverable because they're smushed by trees. So you can probably get 2 of the 17th up if you want.
I mean, I literally only have one spell left for that available.
Yeah, just pick one on the wall. Hope it's a 17th.
Yeah.
Right? You hope
closest one.
Who knows?
The closest one from the 17th that I know I would be able to resurrect, I will, or
I'll help you
revivify.
Find the one with the battle axe. He was
Find
like the only one carrying a battle axe.
Yeah.
And not a crossbow.
Sure. Okay. You bring it back to life.
Welcome back. You had quite an ordeal.
Catch
Is it
your breath,
over?
soldier.
It is
You were
now.
victorious. You did well.
Thanks to you, man.
Thanks to me. I did. I did. Ah, I'm tired.
Is Tegan, are you there?
Gotta pass this out from exhaustion.
Yeah, I'd also walk back to the last place I left Tegan.
Dwarves move off, sliding themselves back off the battlefield, recovering some of their wounded and armor and other sorts of things inside of the pockets of their personal friends. They're smushed by the tree.
Maldor is gonna wake up the member of the 17th who just passed out. He'll slap him if he needs to.
Oh, what's happening?
He must be exhausted.
You did well, soldier. I
Thank you,
release you
sir.
from duty.
Oh, sir, yes, sir.
He is going to hand him. I have one more task for you, though.
Oh, you said I was released from duty.
You are released from military service. In
Oh.
exchange, he hands him 800 gold.
Oh,
I want you to
Holy
take this.
shit.
Take this and split it amongst your family and the family of those others that perished in the 17th.
Oh, I will. I'll go back to Iswar. Give all the coin to all my friends, families. Thank you, sir. Sir, yes, sir.
grab the
Dismissed.
coin, drops the weapons, and just walks off.
That was from my personal inventory, by the way, not the stash.
No, I didn't expect you to have that much.
Commander at this point looks in the direction of the tree. What in the fuck are we gonna do with you? My God. Can you understand me? I don't think it can understand me.
Anybody speak with plants?
Go back from whence you came.
I can
spoke-
understand you. The voice booms out. Just fine. I might be slow, but I can still talk.
But you know, I
Weren't
can speak
slow
with
when
plants.
chucking your children.
My name is Ellsworth.
Good name.
Where are we?
Fort Farron. I believe you probably came from the west of here.
I did. Begins to speak into a language in the direction of trees around it. Yes. Yes. I am far from home.
I would imagine. What's the last thing you remember before coming here?
I remembered my friends. Fallsworth, Grubsworth, Beefworth. Continues.
And where was this?
Oh, it was the Redwoods. Points to west. I shall return there. Begins to walk.
You sure that elf isn't just gonna come back?
Continues to walk. Does not respond.
Apparently not I worry for him.
Avoid
I don't know.
swings in your future.
Are we just gonna let the giant tree run? Is that gonna happen?
I don't think there's much we can do to
you-
stop it.
Did you want to give it room and board?
Well, I mean, I suppose you're right. Let's go home anyways. Can't imagine another one of those things coming at the fort. We have much to discuss. I'm gonna go
I think y'all need a taller wall.
Tend to the soldiers, the commanders, and see who's alive, see who needs help. Fighting's still happening. In some regard, it's all toned down now. Seems to be easily handled. I appreciate all of your services, everything you've rendered.
You did well today, Commander.
Yeah, well, old age doesn't suit. I figured I wouldn't be able to run across this battlefield, but sure enough, I got the adrenaline for it. You did well too. When you all get settled in and for the night, get you all rested, we'll speak in the morning. Discuss and make your way to the keep. All right?
You got some holes to patch.
Lucar, how tall are you?
6'4". Is Maldor 6'6"? I think I'm 6'.
Commander moves off. Thanos appears.
As I slide back into the trench, Lucar, I'll just go up and fucking like put my arm under your arm and just say, "You are fucking badass." You know that?
I'm just gonna grunt.
It's okay, buddy. I know you love me, and I'll give him a side hug and tap his back a couple times, and then I'll make my way to the group.
Where is this bard? I didn't get him killed, did I?
Tegan, are you just like hiding out right now?
He's just still in the trees.
Yeah, he's taking a breather.
Yeah, I like walked Solemn in between the trees, like still sitting there, and I just left him. I let him be.
Poor Tegan.
Well done, Thanos. I didn't see you the entire fight. You must have been quite stealthy.
Let's just say, I now know how everyone that I captured felt, and it is not a pleasant thing to be taken against your will.
Yeah, you were an ape, and you did a lot of work as an ape, and then I never saw you again.
Were you taken somewhere?
I take it the bat got you.
Where's this fucking bat you keep talking about?
Here comes the bat.
How about we just go talk at the end? I'm fucking tired. I got hit by a fucking tree. I'm ready to go to bed.
Yes,
I think Tegan finally comes.
Yeah, I'm quite tapped here, so.
Let's go
Tegan
to bed.
finally comes out between the trees and just goes, "Guys!"
Oh, fuck you. I yelled your name out for like 20 minutes.
Let's go to bed, everybody. Come on.
Yeah, let's go to bed.
I would walk up.
We
I
don't have to talk about this ever again.
Walk up to Tegan, get on my knees, take my helmet off, and be like, "You get one swing."
Hey, Michael. The Revivify, does that automatically reduce the damage when I used it, or do I need to manually do that?
You're gonna need to manually do it. Yeah, you can just reduce it to 0 quantity if like. Because I imagine you're gonna want to get more of them, right? So you can just manually reduce the quantity, and you should be able to zero out quantity, and it shouldn't.
And as we're walking back, I'll look over to Maldor and be like, "So you can do magic?"
It would seem. It's a rather new discovery. I believe my time in the Astral Sea left more of an impression on me than I thought.
If you ever need a teacher.
I appreciate the offer. I'm not sure. Well, let's see what happens. I feel the way that you approach magic and what has happened to me are significantly different.
Probably.
But never has to experiment.
Maybe you can show me some things. I'm a student of the arcane, so I pretty much learn from everybody.
Sure.
Fuck, I'm tired. Let's go home.
when Lucar gets down in front of me, I'm just gonna say to him, I don't want to fight anymore. I just want to go to bed.
I don't suppose anybody wants to discuss about how those things basically suddenly attacked when we got here.
We'll talk about it in the morning. I'm sure the
I think
grand is going to ask us that.
We sort of called them. Collect, as it were.
I was gonna go up and kill Carl. No.
Carl. We need to lock Carl.
Who's doing what with
Andy.
Carl? Carl is just there.
You lock him in the stable with Andy. That's what we do with Carl.
Yeah, yep.
Can we take Carl, please? Can we tie him up?
Try to take Carl.
Carriage?
I'm going to kill Carl. Like, I'm just letting you know.
I want to tie him up in the carriage and just leave him there.
Can't
No,
we have
if you
the
start to
priests,
take
like,
him,
put
I'm
it to
gonna kill
rest.
What's that?
Sleep. Can we have one of the priests like put it to rest? You know, like sleep now, Carl. Your time is done.
Yeah, bears can do it with a firebolt.
Yeah, that's what.
Right.
I'll start to pray. Oh, mighty Paylor, put this soul to rest, and I'll shoot a fireball. A firebolt at
100
it.
blessings of fire be upon you.
So you see it smashing upon the wall. You kind of form your right. See it just slowly kind of turns around towards you, and then you begin to invoke the fire bolts in your hand. And stares. It goes. Carl. And you smash through his head with the firebolt.
I'm gonna say you were a good boy, and then walk away.
It's Carl.
Carl could have been our mascot, dude.
That was Thanos.
I thought you were gonna pull like a Shaun of the Dead type thing. You're gonna put chains on it, you know.
He just carry him around.
I
I thought
didn't
about
know
it.
too.
Well,
what I thought.
we already look so weird when we go into towns. I didn't want to do anything. that would
Varys,
make-
don't
Y'all
don't
look weird. Speak for yourself.
don't forget the second rule of surviving the zombie apocalypse.
Okay.
Already out. Oh, no, that's
Oh yeah. Yeah, you gotta throw another firebolt at it.
Fireball. Wait, I don't
Fireball.
have any more.
It's getting super thorough.
Okay.
Disintegrate the entire body.
Yeah.
So, just kind of narrating, you know, what you're seeing is you are making way to the Levinson Tavern. I heard resting, bed, home, those are the type of things, right? So, you know, you're seeing that some of the walls have been breached. You're noticing there's undead inside of the keep's grounds, and there's been reinforcements of dwarfs and other things that they made way, and all of which have been dealt with. It seems that, it seems to you all that the concentration of forces were at the center, that they really were sending all of what they had. Not saying that there weren't the hulking figures or the other things to smash through the walls. There was just less of them that they had to deal with. There are numerous amounts of soldiers that are wounded or dead, as many of the kind of healers, what do you imagine, like servants of the keep are coming out with satchels, healers kits, and other things, and then Priest Dumley's there, and they're kind of working through those that are wounded, that they can be treated, and then kind of stabilized. And basically the most severe, right, that they need to stabilize and make sure that they're okay. The numbers are not great. So this also has a play on how quickly you go. And how many soldiers that you lose actually has a determination on the experience points that you all gain, in addition to what soldiers are left. It's not great. Based on the numbers of what you've observed before of them conscripting soldiers, there is actually not enough soldiers to defend against another attack like this or the ones they've described prior. They do not have enough power to be, or personnel to put up on the walls to defend. In addition, they need to repair it, so they have to have people enough to repair it. So they are in a condition right now that they can be overran if the horde attacks again. They can, unless they find people somewhere else or magically spawn conjurations to help them, they are not going to be able to defend this place. That's what you're witnessing as you're making way through the strong rain, the magical fog at your backside pulling backwards now. It's retracting through the small wood, and it's disappearing. And you're kind of left in the muck of a few or scarce wounded people that are kind of been moved back of their own way, and then you come to the front end of the keep. The keep doors have been like the actual gate there of the keep courtyard walls, right, the east side, which is the built-up wall. Those are shut. They've shut those. And there are a couple of soldiers that are up on the wall and see you being made way, and they begin to open the double-wooden doors and then the portcullis. So there are people on this point, and they're kind of that last remaining shutting off the area so the undead don't pour in to the rest of the town. So they open it for you. They look upon you. They kind of just lean the heads down a little bit in the pouring rain, dribbling down from their helmets. They don't say any words. Just lower the heads down, carrying the torches or having the braziers that are lit nearby. And you're kind of left in a little bit of solitude as you make your way into the town. Cobbled roads, lined with the sidewalk, the pouring rains continued. A lot of the lightings of the apartments and the housing from the soldiers here, they're unlit. The candles haven't been lit or put out, and maybe some of the first floor rooms, like the large kitchens and dining halls, still have torches and things, but they're empty. The rooms of once boarded are no more, as those people are dead. You're walking through the ghost part of this town. Continue, now see the encampments for the dwarven soldiers. Those too are empty, and most likely will not be returned to. Continue. Direction of the Lumpenstuff Tavern. The town is asleep, in some regard. The houses, the people who actually live here permanently, not soldiers, they open up the shutters from their windows, and they look direction from the candlelight outwards, just staring at you. And they all just kind of look at you as you're walking by, just staring. The little kid comes up to the window, parent pushes them back a little bit, and they shut the shutters. They have all stayed awake, wondering what would happen. Come in through the window.
Barris crashes through the window.
Yeah.
Coming to an
I'm
empty
ready to
tavern.
go to bed.
First floor has been cleared out. Nobody's in here. Everyone probably left with their soldiers, or maybe there's upstairs in the rooms, or they just completely got out of town. And you hear the slight chopping on a cutting board in the kitchen.
I suppose it's self-serve. I'm having a drink. Oh, wait. There he is. Hi.
Yes.
Beverages. We just help ourselves.
Holding a cleaver.
The
chopping up
whole
different things
keg!
for stews of the next day. Yadir remains awake. Ooh.
Imagine battle is rather noisy, so.
What y'all do then?
We killed the zombies, and now we're thirsty.
Good job. Gotta go sit down. Yeah, crack a little bit. Goes down into the cellar, disappears.
Why wasn't he out there fighting? Isn't he some kind of elderly ninja or something?
Don't think we ever got to witness that.
Maybe he was just so good he finished ahead of us.
That could be, he took the north entirely by himself. Came back and made stew.
Varys will sit down for a little bit, but before the drinks here, Varys is like, I think I'll just I think I'll talk to y'all in the morning, and he's just gonna leave.
Okay.
So, I have a question for you all, as it seemed to pose a problem on the battlefield. We need a way to communicate.
Mm-hmm.
No
No.
shit.
Maldor will look at Thanos.
Alright. Comes up with a small cask, slams it down. The cask is riddled with these different trade patent, kind of almost like a, some cargo, like if you're stamping, international cargo, right? You get all those sorts of kind of bills and statements and other things that are on there. That's just riddled with it. They're kind of stamped into the cask with some ink and, some wax or nails, and they've just kind of gum into it. It's just completely covered, head to toe. Grabs cracks it open. It's like a little spigot into it. Begins to fill its tankards, steel with a little lid on top. Slides it down. Smells of thick, spiced rum. Heroes of Fort Barron.
Well,
There's
something.
room in all the land. Fills for themselves as well. Raises it up.
Cheers.
Cheers! Continues to down it and finishes off outright. Fills it again. Yeah, you might need me. Yep.
Sure.
Fills it again. Slides it down. Fills it again. Slides it down. Yeah, sees an empty seat. Sits down. Puts the boots up onto the table.
So tomorrow, should we like talk to them in the fortress? I mean, obviously, I'm sure that the captain at least wants to talk to us, but
Yeah, that's what he said.
like obviously they
Rest
have a
cooked in
manpower
order.
issue now.
Nothing we can do about that.
Well, I
Well-
was going to suggest, unless they already have an idea for that, I could always message tomorrow. I could message Athema, see if they can spare anyone.
Perhaps
We just
The other
marched
solution-
all their forces out to the front lines.
I imagine they already have means of communication. They also mentioned there were paladins coming to escort the conscripts, I believe.
Still,
that?
I'll probably ask just in case, but you're probably
Who are you
right.
going to ask, seeing as how
Yeah,
we're not on the
maybe not.
best of terms?
not anyone that wants to kill us. Perhaps.
I mean, maybe I forget his name, but their captain, the guy who wasn't doing the investigation so well.
Wrangler? No.
Yeah, him. Because like even whether they like us or not, I would hope if they're able to, they would be willing to help out a fellow city.
Well, there's one other suggestion. We just march into the marshes ourselves.
Well, I suspect
That's definitely on the list
Speaking
too. I just
of Thanos,
Hmm?
do you know of an elf named Sylvana? That's who this
name-
commander was.
Rings a bell. I've met many elves.
The way she looked and the way she spoke sounded as if she was under some sort of control.
Then it is likely that she is much like I, and was one that was captured and corrupted. It's possible even... No, I think I heard the name before.
That plant magic.
Mhm.
Clearly not shadow magic.
I suppose they have plants in the Shadowfell.
Yeah, Yadir, did you not walk outside and see the 90-foot tree chucking
Other
other
trees.
trees?
But here it out. Look then, give away for a burger on.
You obviously defended it well. There's not a scratch on anything in here.
Well, good job, man.
You're welcome.
I said thank you. What more you fucking want?
More ale.
Yes, Rob. Oh yeah, we grabs taker needs to fill it back.
But
Y'all be fixing to have something extra special.
Extra special, you say?
Reaches in the tunic and pulls out a pipe. This green hash-like substance.
Hell yeah.
It would seem he has his own plant magic.
Puff, puff.
oh, ass.
We never know.
think I'll pass on the mind-altering.
Yeah, I'm more for drink, not so much for the smoky smoke.
Are you kidding me? 15 minutes ago, I was surrounded by a bunch of fucking hulking figures on top of a stump. Some necrotic
You
bitch.
do whatever you want. Your mind has not been toyed with as if it was.
Thanos has a bad history with hallucinogenics from it. As for me, you've seen what lurks in my head. Do you want that out off leash? It's not a good idea.
But we do have a fundamental battle flaw, as I was getting to.
No shit.
How the fuck am I supposed to talk to you guys?
So Maldor just looks at Thanos and says, if you give me the appropriate notice before you take off, in his head, silently, nobody else hears this, then we can communicate for quite a distance.
What is... I'll respond back in my head. However, giving, like, my eyebrows are raised to see if this actually works. What is the distance and how does this work?
Why are you guys looking so intently at each other?
Look at Zeph.
What is happening?
Post battlefield.
It's
Meanwhile,
it's good
Tegan
for a
is fucking
distance.
hammered. He's getting hammered.
It's good for a distance of up to a few miles, but it only lasts for a minute or so. But that's
How many people
enough
is
for
it good
most
for?
battles. Only one.
I swapped.
Definitely
spots
need
with
something a
Maldor
little
here,
more-
pull out a dragon chest. You know.
We definitely need
That
something a little
Tegan-
more multi-person if we can find something.
Yeah, I mean, it would be helpful. But the main thing is, like, the rest of us are.
Have a high icon?
He is breezed.
Oh boy.
What the fuck are y'all
Plus two,
doing?
plus 2 to wisdom and minus 2 to intelligence.
Yes.
Yes.
What are y'all
He has
doing
been
down
enlightened.
there? God damn.
Having a party.
Got a fucking high icon.
That's great.
Yeet.
But no, the thought is most of us are usually within shouting distance, except for Thanos, and nobody can see him. So as long as he can communicate with one of us, like, we can sort of relay messages. Until we find something else.
No, I suppose that's one thing though we can possibly look into tomorrow. Check out the shops and see what they have available for communicating. They probably don't have much, so
So yeah, we could check. I doubt they have a lot here.
yeah, worth checking though. Who knows? But I am also going to go to bed. I am very. I didn't take much damage except for the damage I did to myself, but I am tired.
Oh yes, did anyone see the bat?
What?
There's a bat.
There was a tree.
I saw you as a bat.
Yeah, that I finally got to play with the cloak. But
Were you just hoping we saw you as a bat?
no, I think she rode in on an invisible bat. However, I don't think the bat was a bat.
Are you getting secondhand fumes from our friend across the table?
Well, I mean, I would hope it's not a bat because most people can't ride bats because they're kind of small.
Oh, this bat was roughly 15, 20 feet across.
Yeah, that
This
wasn't
thing
a
was
bat.
massive. But it was almost not corporeal?
It was a
Ethereal.
ghost bat.
Maybe ethereal is a better word.
Sounds
Yeah,
like
something
you
like
have
that.
fucking imagination.
I wish.
I concur.
Hit me fucking good.
Well,
What the heck?
I think
You want
the
some?
car wanted some.
Then he went to bed.
Oh,
No, that was
Already
me.
turned.
that was Zeph.
Well, Lucar's just gone. I don't know where he went.
Yeah, I don't know where Lucar's token is. Though it looks like his icon is under you, Maldor. Is he sitting on your lap?
Yeah, apparently.
Hey there, big boy.
I think I got moved somehow because I was in the middle. I don't know when I shifted.
Someone
Ah,
Yeah. You want to? Yeah.
did we lose Lucar?
Yeah, look at where this demon. Demon gone. Demon gone. Now, remind me of some creature we talking about. Where is it? Yeah, backseat. Yeah. Yeah. Y'all want some bread? Geez, I'm gonna drive up and get the munchies. Yeah, I'll be back.
While all that was going on, Varys walked into his room and punched the wall as hard as he could, which isn't very hard. He's not very strong.
He has a broken hand now.
Yeah, he just punches the wall as hard as he can. He's like, "What the fuck are you doing? You should have stopped her from getting away. You should have stopped people from dying. Like, what? What is the point of this trip? Why am I here?" And then just like angrily punches the wall again, lays down in bed, and just goes to sleep.
Varys in his emo phase. He
This
come
is
out
gonna
with
be fun.
dyed black hair and painted black fingernails.
He comes down with bangs and yeah, painted nails.
He asked Thanos to borrow a cloak.
Yadir comes waltzing back with 5 loaves of bread, 4 wheel of cheese, and a sack of dried fruit.
You know what?
Skyrim.
Take some. Yeah.
Sure wanna.
I will begin eating the food with them.
Better eat it before gold.
Oh, that's good.
You know, I knew that those soldiers were all going to die, but it has been quite some time since it was I who sent them to their deaths.
They would have died with or without you.
It's true.
With you, they lasted longer.
I'd forgotten what it was like to use soldiers as shields and cannon fodder. It is not a feeling I enjoy.
Do you have to dodge giant flying trees in the realm of Helm?
Those giant flying lightning insects. Sort of. No
I believe that sounds worse.
The fuck you talking about?
Who's a
It's the
space
hide.
pirate?
Yeah, right.
Hey, I always was a pirate. Oh, that was.
I
did
believe
you
that
sail with?
wholeheartedly.
Short line, yep. Got a black light. Get Morgan.
You and Captain
Wait,
Keely
did he say
fucking Yon
Captain
go way back.
Morgan?
Kirion. I knew Kirion since you were a little kid. Little baby. Little baby. Yeah, work with him. Don't know him. I ran into him.
Well,
Couple times. Not exactly the most, good circumstances. See, we be fixing to steal what they had in the cargo.
It does seem to attract misfortune.
Just
they
make
also
my...
may be passing through here sooner than later.
Yeah, actually, perhaps.
Oh!
Captain Kiluyan.
Oh. That old bastard coming through here? Why would the hell he be coming through here? We know that ship. If I want to come in it.
His ship sunk.
Sunk it.
Yeah, we sunk it.
Oh, you sunk it. You sunk the ship.
Indirectly, perhaps.
This is a bunch of fucking fish people.
A fish people.
And a dragon.
And a kraken.
Fucking
This is
Kraken.
a tentacle guy.
and a fucking dragon. Y'all be fucking high.
Dude, we just fought an army of undead in a giant tree, motherfucker. I'm not believe the unbelievable.
Oh, we're gonna be doing some crazy space pirates. Shit. Yeah, well, mate. I don't judge. Ain't no problems here. Yeah. All right.
I think that I am going to go get some rest.
I concur.
Tegan's already asleep on the table.
The pipe in the mouth. Y'all, and good night. Got witching thing to do. I guess to chop on more things.
Wonder if
Oh,
he
these
sleeps.
rooms are fucking filthy. I forgot.
These are pretty bad.
Never mind.
God
Prestidigitation. I cleaned the whole thing.
I should have went back to the stable.
On my way, my head on my pack.
You didn't even mention Andrew, right? You just
Oh,
left.
fuck Andrew!
You
He's
didn't
just sleeping
say
in our car.
anything.
Yeah.
Sleeping in your stagecoach right now like a baby.
What time is it? It's only 12:30. I'm going back to the stagecoach. Fuck
Oh
Andrew.
no!
Fuck Andrew.
It's going back. Looking for
And
guys.
flying as a bat.
I'm gonna see how
Crap on
dirty
him.
the rooms are, and I'm gonna go back to the stables.
All right. So everyone
I'm gonna
else.
Pass out in front of this fireplace.
Tegan passed out on the table.
Okay. So for everyone else, you're able to get to your rooms, get settled in, right? Begin to rest. Probably bandaging, right? Some of your wounds here, right? You're kind of treating yourself and maybe sharpening your weapons.
How do you
or maybe doing that
bandage
in
a
the morning.
tree wound?
So how
Lots
do you
of
bandage
bandages.
a tree wound?
Some salves.
So you are in the process of getting rested, right? It's going to be a long rest, and I mean a long rest, like you're going to have to sleep. This is a complicated fight. You all got
About
pretty wounded.
noon.
Some of you got pretty wounded, so you're having to kind of spend that time recuperating what you have faced. Now, for the only individual, right, that is, we'll keep to this map. I won't change it off, right? But you begin to make way in the direction of the keep stables because you know that Andrew Tumblerot, the fair keep stable master, is sleeping in the stagecoach, courtesy of you being on the roof of the stagecoach and then them running out of it. So you are in the process of being like, I'm going to catch that, motherfucker, or whatever you're going to do, and you begin to head into that direction. You notice that it's been a period here from drinking and enjoying yourself, or not enjoying yourself, but drinking and dealing with the loss and the experience that you've been through. That has been some time, so you're making backtrack, and there are soldiers here at this point, and there's some are funneling into the keep, and they're stashing the wounded in the keep now. So they're kind of moving them on makeshift stretchers and other things that they're able to pull from the supply house to the south end. Or the keep underneath the storage supplies, and there's other chambers in the keep for that as well. And they're beginning to cart them in, right? You see Priest Dumbly is like, they got instructions and orders to basically have people staggered in a certain way of treatment, talking with the servants, talking with cooks, other people that don't necessarily have a healer sort of experience, giving them bandages, telling them to find whatever they can, go throughout the town, collect supplies, right? We need more. So people are kind of coming back and forth. As the double door and the portcullis gate of the keeps, right, that's open. So you're able to easily go in. No one's paying attention to you, especially since you're invisible most of the time. So you're no one's paying attention, right, or anything, even if you come in a little bit invisible light. Everyone has a thing to do. They have all of their jobs, and it's going to be a long night for them. So you get towards your stagecoach, covered of the darkness. The lights here have been kind of dwindled out. There's still a couple lanterns lit in here, providing some. The animals are kind of scared and spooked about what's happening, but They're in their stables and they seem to be okay. And you notice that the the windows of the stagecoach are slightly kind of covered in a little bit of fog, and a little bit of mist, a little bit of steam.
I
so
swear to God.
You're pretty sure that they're still in there as you begin to stride up to your stagecoach.
I am going to swing the door wide open as hard as I can while I'm invisible to see what's going on in the stagecoach.
Swing it open wide as you see this almost blanket wrapped Andrew Tumblerat sleeping.
This
Half
motherfucker
snoring.
slept through the whole fight. Okay. I'm going to grab him by the ankle and I'm just going to throw him out of the stagecoach.
What? What the fuck?
Drop
I'm dead! I'm dead! Screaming for the top of a few people turning in the direction, slamming them onto the ground. Oh, it's fucking you! He's trying to pull away from you. Need you to make an athletics check.
Jesus Christ.
Can he have advantage because the other guy was asleep?
Yeah, you can have advantage if you want. Surprise. Sure, roll again.
Did it come through?
Yeah, I see it come through.
It did.
I'll roll again. That was a pretty bad.
23.
That was good.
Hey.
So they begin to scamper, almost like they're kind of trying to get underneath the stagecoach, right? Get away from me! Kicking the boots. You grab, pulling them further out, eventually kind of get them into the ground, pinning them. Please! Don't hurt me, please! Please! Help! Muffling them out.
Why in the hell are you in our stagecoach again? And I'm just gonna like slap him across the face, and then we'll give him a second to answer.
What? It was cold. Rain. I'm dead. It was safe.
Do you not have a house? I'm going to sleep in my stagecoach. Go find somewhere else to fucking sleep. And I'm gonna like
alright.
let go of him, and I'm gonna get to the stagecoach.
All right.
Fuck this guy.
Picks himself up, scampers into the crowd, running towards the keep.
You feel a tiny little body snuggle up next to you.
I swear, if he had a lady in here.
Seems like everything's okay. Just a couple, mud from the boot prints and other things, right? From the boots coming into muddy boot prints, right? Coming into the stagecoach, and put the blankets there, and everything seems to be intact. Okay, all the possessions are there. Nothing's been touched.
I am going to clean up the mud, and then I'm going to go to bed.
Okay, you fall asleep in the stagecoach. With that, everyone's able to take I'm going to prompt a long rest. Let's see if it works. Does that come
Nothing
through?
coming through.
That's so
I
sad.
have nothing.
Disappointment. Let me try it again. 1 second.
Disappointed.
Let's. Oh, yeah, that's right. I have to manually add people. I forgot. Whoa, it doesn't. Oh, if I just click the plus button, it adds you automatically. That's so crazy. What?
Hey.
But it also adds the spiritual weapon and like other things. That's not what I want.
The Maganel.
The
Damn, the
Saturn
current
Force
adding a
is
lot.
still in softy.
Okay, let's see. Yeah, I don't want that. Steph.
Finish
Hey,
long
let's
rest.
go.
Hey.
I got a whopping 1 spell slot back.
You got all your damn teleports back. That would have been super useful.
Yeah, that is
My
that
staff
would've
didn't
been
get all of
hella
its
useful.
charges back.
rip.
I think it only got 3.
I actually lost HP from that long rest.
Wait, how do I check? How do
Oh, because of
You're
the-
just
because of the
temporary.
How do I check the charges on this thing?
Charges on what?
The staff of warding.
You should just see, if you go into your inventory, you should be able to see the staff there, and it should have the charges listed. I do want to say it probably won't, because it's a magical item, so it's kind of in there, kind of calling on spells. So for that, I believe you have to go to your spell book and scroll all the way down.
Oh, okay. I got all the charges back. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, no worries. All right, so as you wake up into your respective places here, I'm going to go ahead and cue up some ambiance. Tavern, get a fireplace. The rain has stopped outside, it seems, to the windows. It's kind of concluded the rain. So you get a little bit of sunshine coming through. It's slightly warm, right? It's lower 60s in this late autumn day. For you, Thanos, you wake up in the stagecoach. You know, you're kind of getting up and rising out. For those that trance, right? You definitely still have to take that time, but you're in perception. Andrew hasn't come by, but you hear Andrew outside in the stage, working, and other sorts of servants here, also yelling and stuff. Different people kind of voicing out from afar, just kind of calling out, yelling, and so people are awake. They're moving around. The keep is hard at work. You hear kind of construction happening, right? Sounds of like cranes moving as they're fixing and rebuilding walls, and carts and wagons being pulled through with large kind of piles of stone and debris and rubble and things. So it's all alive. Everything is just working. You in the tavern, you come out of your rooms here. You just get the smell of, seems to be a delicious porridge of some kind that's hitting you, as well as pies and stew, other sorts of things that are coming through. Fresh baked bread are erupting outwards. And Yadir is still in the kitchen working away. Did they sleep? Who knows? There are some travelers and folk in here. Go for it.
I was gonna say I'm gonna step outside and summon Alexander.
Okay.
And just say, hey, buddy, can you do me a favor?
What fucking now?
Never mind. And I'll.
No. What do you want?
I'm not in the mood. I'm not in the mood.
Look, I'm commanded to do what you fucking want. So how about you?
If
just
you
tell
don't
me
want to do it, you don't want to do it. I'm not gonna.
No,
argue
I see. I don't have a choice of the matter. I don't know why we're having this argument.
All right.
Do you not know how familiars work? Aren't you
do.
like a wizard?
I'm just annoyed.
He wanted a cuddly panda.
Annoyed about what? You don't get to choose your familiar. That's not how this works.
Anyway, you fly around the town. Make sure there's no undead coming. You're free to do whatever else you want during the day. If you see any undead, come back to me and let me know.
Oh, good. Okay, so I just get to fly around all day looking for undead creatures.
You do whatever else you want. I just need to know if they're coming.
Didn't you just face them?
Yeah, but there could be more.
Do you really think they're going to come back like the next day?
Get us while we're weak? I don't know.
Oh, jeez. Flies off.
I didn't think these things could fucking talk.
His emo phase isn't started by the fight, it's started by Alexander.
There are a few travelers and people in here, but they're really kind of passerbys. There's nobody inside the town, no soldiers or anything is coming through. A couple horses put in the corral, right? Coming into space. So just people kind of walking through. Yadir eventually grabs a few bowls, the whole thing of porridge, some loaves of bread, just kind of begins to truck it over to you. For the heroes of Fort Ferry! Begins to fill the porridge, sliding it down, loaves of bread, cracking them in half, slapping onto the table. What do you want to drink?
Oh, why are you so loud? Ow, ow.
The hell you booze, yeah, that's right.
Do you have coffee, Yadir?
Coffee. You mean that dirt water?
Yeah.
I gave you some dirt water.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. You bet?
I think I'll have the same, actually.
All right.
Just give me some more booze. Maybe we'll take the edge off it.
All right. You should help me.
Bloody Mary.
I don't know what the fuck that is.
Nice.
Is it time to go see the fucking captain?
Is Mary Blight?
Priest.
Okay. Sounds good, man. Looks towards you.
This motherfucker went through a hustler to a fucking victim.
looks like Andrew got the message. Folded like a deck of cards. All right. So Yadru comes back with cold ass mud water. Not sure if this is coffee or really unclear, but it's filled
What
with
does it
cold
actually
muds.
taste like? Does it just taste like?
Literally dirt water.
It
Yeah,
tastes like coffee, but it definitely has like some whiskey or hard alcohol that's been like dumped into it, so it doesn't like have a coffee really to it. It's just alcohol.
Huh.
Then pours ale all up for Tegan, and then grabs what you imagine is in their mind a Bloody Mary.
That's frightening.
What is a Bloody Mary?
I don't
For
need
him.
Do you want me to describe this to you?
Yeah, I want to hear what it
You
is.
can't just say that and not
Yadir
describe
Bloody
it.
Mary, because
Yeah.
Yadir is a trip.
Yeah, you can't just say what he thinks is a Bloody Mary and not tell me what it is.
It looks to be quarter part ale, quarter part rum, quarter part pig's blood, quarter part cream. Then put into it is 2 whole eggs instead of your common vegetation.
What in the world?
Yo, big old stalk of celery.
That
Instead of
looks
your common
delicious.
vegetation that's in there, there are sprigs of juniper berries.
It's a rather interesting taste to it, I bet.
Bloody Mary!
Tegan
What is
sees it, he goes, he just throws up to the ground.
I'll press the digitation it clean. Well, what's for breakfast this morning?
Man up!
What? Wait. The heroes of Hofan. Eat free. Yep. Yeah, you will. And there's what you want.
I wish I could understand this man.
He said the
Yes, there
heroes
was
of
a-
Fort Farron eat free.
Eat free. What do we want? Is that what he asked? Just bread, please.
Good night.
On the table.
Oh, okay. That's all I want.
All right, then.
Kill
How you
bacon.
eating? Yeah. What?
Is there mold on this bread?
Bacon.
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 I'll give you some bacon. Pulls out a cleaver, begins
Oh,
to walk
boy.
out of the tavern.
Oh boy.
He's about to go find some bacon.
So, question: is there mold on the bread?
No, there's no mold of it. It's been fresh baked.
Okay, all right.
He was
cool.
up all night
It's
slaving
all
away.
up, yeah.
I just don't know,
wait.
man. His drinks are so bastardized.
I don't.
Sure, the
I don't
food
like
is.
how he said
The
that.
bread.
I don't like how he said that. But if he gets me bacon, I don't care where he gets it from.
He's going to kill that pig right now. Is what he's doing.
Just,
20 minutes, Thanos, you make by, you hear somewhere in the back right corner of the tavern, in some of the shrubbery and other things, there's a couple of different storage areas and whatnot. A well is there. You hear the sound of a pig squeal. Whee!
I'm just gonna walk in through the front door as I kind of like look very confused in the direction of the squeal. The hell is going on around here now?
Stop! You're so loud. You're so loud. You're so loud.
I'm sorry, Tegan. I couldn't hear you.
Oh, why?
I don't
Well,
know.
I have
I
excellent
yelled your
news.
name last night and you just didn't answer. So, fuck you.
The bar for
Andrew has
excellent news
agreed.
is low for us.
Yadir comes walking in with a freshly gutted and drained pig on the shoulder.
Hey.
How is this creature carrying literally an animal that's 3 times their size? You know, they do it anyways.
Does-
I really want to duel him.
Flap
Bell to
down,
fill giant
begins
strength.
to trim off the belly and
Yeah.
slide into a skillet into the oven.
That's my man right there. That's my fucking guy. You ask, he delivers.
I'm gonna slide around to go sit by Maldor, basically, and then just be like, do you feel like shit after what happened yesterday? So many people died, and we couldn't stop it.
Real subtle, buddy. Real subtle.
Yes, well, I suspect many people would have died regardless, but there were those that were under my charge that died so that we could complete our task. It is unfortunate.
Just never fought in a real battle before, and my dad told me of, you lose people, but hearing it, being part of it, feels a lot different. Feels a lot more my fault.
The key is to separate yourself from that feeling in the moment and deal with it afterwards. In the moment, you must be precise and calculated and do what you must. Bury the dead and mourn afterwards.
Okay.
And one other thing to consider, and this may put you at ease, I don't know what you believe. You seem rather intelligent. As I'm sure Maldor here can tell you. I'm sure that their deity accepted them with open arms into whatever their domain is. They serve their purpose. They may be happier there than they were here. I mean, they didn't really have much freedom here.
And
not all endings are
you'll
bad.
See, I was just gonna say, you'll see Varys kind of look a little bit more relaxed after hearing that, and just kind of nod his head.
There are many places you could end up. They died well. They will be taken care of.
Who knows? Maybe Thrym accepted them.
I don't know that I would wish that on anyone. I suspect I've not been to his plane, but I imagine it's a bit much.
Imagine Paylor thought they fought bravely and took him in. I don't know. Religion was never really a part of my daily life.
I myself don't necessarily believe. However, I do find that with the hammer and kind of what Kolvog believed, there is a power that the hammer has. And Thrym did help us once, so when I hit things, I do think of the giants.
It proves to be powerful allies.
Speaking of hitting things, how did your new weapon work out, Maldor?
Oh, it is fantastic. My absolute commendations on your work.
Also, speaking of hitting things, how did being a giant ape feel?
It was absolutely terrifying. I felt very, very strong until the moment that I did not feel very, very strong. And then I was surrounded by things that were much, much bigger than I was.
Would you want to do it again?
If the circumstances are right, I do believe that I'm going to try to hone my abilities a little bit so I can be a little bit closer to you guys and I don't have to be so close to the enemy.
Okay. Are we supposed to go to the fort this morning?
I
Sometime.
believe we were supposed to catch up with the commander at some point.
Yeah, we weren't given the time, so I guess it was just whenever we're ready.
I want some of that fresh pig first.
So,
I don't know who asked for it, but I heard it squealed. That's about as fresh as you're going to get.
Yadger comes around with a fresh skillet. slaps it on the table, grizzled with bacon smell, perfuming outwards, covered in blood from the hands to the elbows and the shoulder drained over.
Oh, I love you so much. Oh my god.
Hey, you're welcome.
Yeah, there, you beautiful bastard. Thank you.
Oh, yeah.
Credit to your craft.
Yeah, you think you need anything else? Eventually, all of a sudden, you hear the door open. Townfolk walks in. Yonder! Did you kill my poor Rupert?
Oh, no.
No.
Boy.
And with that, we're going to go ahead and end early because before we get into any sort of conversation at the keep, which is where it looks like
New
we're
battle.
gonna be headed to, I don't want to get into that conversation quite yet for our session here. And I know we started late, but I want to give you a chance to level up because that's what we're going to
Let's go.
do.
Yeah.
Plus, Yadir needs to roll initiative now.
Yeah, plus we're going to say.
He's about to get, yeah.
He tries to take his wig away. Tegan's gonna kill this motherfucker. I swear to God.
Oh, I thought we might end on a comedic ending there, especially after what we experienced. So, and you all are going to level up, and so I want to give you a chance to be able to do that and settle down from the combat as well. So experience-wise, what do we have? We have a total of 4,138 experience each. That should put you at 34,115 experience total, which I believe is enough to get you a level up.
Yep.
Yes.
What do you want?
34,000 is the threshold.
34,000 what?
34,115. That should be a level up, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. So the experience in this fight is not necessarily. It's not going to be crazy impactful. There's reasons why I've alluded to that. Is that depending on how many soldiers survive, right? The mangonels, if they survive, breaches in the wall, right? How many holes are there? In addition, how much time factors in. So all these things really do culminate into the experience points value of what it is, because you're not only are you getting experience points, but Priest Dumbly, the commander, the soldiers that survived, those things, those will have to be divvied out as well, right? Even if they didn't survive too, there's a small fraction. So that in a way kind of comes too. However, for what you all had killed and what you all had went through and these challenge rating of these monsters, that is a very good number. That is a solid number of experience. I know it felt like a long time because we had a huge combat going through, but these creatures in their own and supported with all of that, you did a good job, right? You went through it really well. It just took a decent time, and we lost the mangonels. In addition, we didn't completely take down the tree. Instead, the curse was done. Remove curse was done. The commander, right? Sylvana still alive. There was these things that had happened. Thanos was carted away by the bat. So it's not as perfect as it could be, but it was still a really good job. And with that, that experience points reflects that, which is a good, really large number. Is there any questions that you all have at all?
No.
I think I screwed something up because I did not get a prompt for HP or anything.
I didn't either. I just rolled mine manually.
Yeah, I did too.
I rolled a 1.
Oof.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I was gonna
So-
take a feat this level up.
So this will be the first time that I've leveled up with player characters. I do know there's some changes and there's some things that could be happening here. You definitely mentioning that. So I'm going to go ahead and close out the stream. If you've watched us today, the Ill-Fated, thank you so much. Really appreciate it. Hopefully you enjoyed the session, and we'll be back again with the Ill-Fated as they have a nice meeting with the commander and decide what to do next. So hopefully you join us then next week. Anyways, goodbye.
Bye.
Bye, chat.